Hi, and welcome back to day 2 of AIDA GetECstatic into the unknown. Back here in Singapore, and just heard the 2 minutes to official top for the first round of dives. So we're here at Changi Beach Club, northeast of Singapore. Good conditions today. No rain yet, but it looks like clear skies as well. Nice and sunny. So our lineup for the first heat, we have Fitri, Florian, and Jean-Noel. So Fitri and Florian were both doing statics yesterday as well. Jean-Noel was doing a dynamic discipline, so his first static today. And coming up later, we have Tomas again doing his first static, Benoit doing static again today, which he did yesterday. Luis, Michelle, both doing static for the first time today, doing dynamics yesterday. Aaron, who was doing statics yesterday as well, but who did a dynamic yesterday, and Tom Wei, who did statics yesterday and statics again today. So 1 minute to go. You see athletes getting ready. We spoke to Florian yesterday after his first dive, and he was talking about how he was a bit busy coaching his other athletes. He went last yesterday, so I think he's changed his OT to accommodate that, and he's going first today, so he can maybe coach people later. And he's got Pat coaching him today, and Fitri, who did a good hold yesterday morning of around 5 minutes, and then slightly shorter hold in the afternoon. It's going again. You just see the official top now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And all 3 athletes down within the 10 seconds. So good starts all around. So Jean-Noel is I think statics is probably his favorite discipline. He trains it a lot. Did a dynamic yesterday, but I expect he'll be glad to be doing statics today. And we expect, I think, yeah, sorry, just for the screen, Florian's time there is incorrect. It's showing 25 seconds. It's more like 45 seconds. So it's about 20 seconds late. But we're hoping for a big dive from Florian today. He has said that he's going to be targeting long dives in the morning, and would do slightly shorter dives in the afternoon, although that's not quite what happened yesterday, where he did an equally long dive, actually a little bit longer in the afternoon. Despite giving us a guarantee in the commentary booth that he would only do 9 minutes, he went on to do a 9:55. So we'll see whether or not that's changed his approach to doing, still planning to do his max attempts in the morning. He did seem very relaxed just now before his dive, and did a long time to prepare this time, I think. And yeah, Fitri doing static again. So yesterday it was around 5 minutes, I think, for her first dive, and then a shorter one in the afternoon. So I guess she's going to go for a big performance again. All the athletes looking very relaxed. No one moving yet. So we come up to about 2.5 minutes. It's where I guess contractions will be starting for some people. Yeah, so Fitri's was 5:05 yesterday morning. For Jean-Noel, his PB in static is 5:37. I think that was in a competition. It was in a national ranking of number 6. So decently long hold as well. Jean's already reaching for the edge of the pool at 4 minutes. Doesn't look like he's coming up. I think he's just stretching out, just to get a bit comfortable. Maybe that's his contraction starting, just going to stretch. Oh no, he does seem to be making his way towards the exit. Got his feet down, and he's up at 4:17. And very easy service protocol for him there. Expect that will definitely be a white. It looked like he just called that one a bit early. So he wasn't feeling great. It's quite a way off his PB. This competition, obviously, we have the same as we did yesterday. If you've entered static, you get 2 OTs, one in the morning and then one after the dynamics. So plenty of time to recover. So I think he's made the decision that if that one wasn't going well, he will save his effort for later on in the day. Fitri now at 5:10, so 5 seconds beyond what she did yesterday. It's looking like a good dive for her. She's making her way up, and she's up pretty quickly. Goggles off, and a very quick surface protocol. We make that 5:22, so an extra 15 seconds on her first dive yesterday, and about 37 seconds beyond what her previous competition best was before yesterday. So I think she'll be pretty pleased with that. So just Florian left now. Oh, yep, and Fitri has been given a white card. I didn't see, and she's very pleased, obviously. I didn't see whether Jean-Noel got a white card, but yeah, he did. Okay. So we're left just with Florian now. As I say, the timer there is still 20 seconds off of what the actual time is, so it's more like 6:20 now. The timer at the bottom, I think, is correct. It's the same, is it? Okay. Okay. So yeah, you can add 20 seconds to what you're seeing on screen for Florian's time. So a few days before the comp, Florian announced that he was going to do 11 minutes or try or do. I can't remember which, but yeah, he was announced that this weekend he was going to get 11 minutes. So he's put quite a lot of pressure on himself. We spoke to him at length after his first dive yesterday about that. Hopefully, he's able to today put those thoughts of the time itself out of his mind and just try and treat it more like a training dive. Stay relaxed, and going first today without having to coach anyone else. Should have given him more time to focus on his own dive, clear his mind a bit, and stay calm and focused. Still absolutely motionless. You can see his hands really moving at all. can barely see any contractions. His coach Pat just moving him slightly there. Maybe his hand's moving a tiny bit, but still very minimal contractions. So he's, the time, as I say, is incorrect there. So he's around 8:30 now, I think. Getting towards the piece of the dive where he really has to start putting the work in to block the contractions, stay calm, stay focused. It's 9:10 now. Over 9:30. He's not even started to move. I think he's clearly going over 10 minutes here. So we think based off our timing that that's 10 minutes now. Okay, he's reaching one hand up slowly for the exit. Putting his feet down. So I think we're about 10:20 now. I think that's 10:30, which would be a PB for him. Oh, wow. He's really going for it. Okay. That's clean. Oh, a massive dive. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a white card. I didn't hear him say I'm okay from here, but I'm sure he did. Yeah, it was. Everything else looked really controlled. I was, I think, cleaner than his first dive yesterday, where he did at 9:45. Looks more similar to his second dive. Very controlled. Good, clean surface protocol. As I say, I think our clock's wrong there, so we think that's about 10:44. So a new PB. Just waiting for the judge's card. The card. Wow. Now that huge. Oh, there we go. 10:42 with a white card. Massive PB for Florian. And incredible dive. It's the longest breast hold I've ever seen. Wow. Yeah, I mean, and as well, when you think of the back of yesterday, he did a 9:45 with a little bit of a samba, a little bit shaky in his arm for his okay sign, and started to kind of walk slightly out of the competition zone before he steadied himself. We're getting confirmation it's 10:41. And then backing that up yesterday with a 10:55, which he looked a bit more controlled. But as you can see now, confirmed there, white card, 10:41. Did I say 10:55? 9:55 yesterday. So at 10:41 today. And you can see Fitri also with, I think, a new PB for her, 5:21. an extra 15 seconds on what she did yesterday. And Jean-Noel with a 4:17. I know that's probably not what he was looking for. I think we'll probably see a longer dive from him this afternoon. Maybe we'll have a chat with him later and see what happened if we have time. But hopefully we'll get a chat to Florian as well. See how he feels about that one. I'm sure he's very happy. He was talking yesterday about how it had been, I think, 6 years, he said, since he'd last got a PB in any discipline or you know, the one discipline he's been trying in. So he was super happy, I think, to have added 11 seconds to his PB and a step closer to 11 minutes. So his 10:30, like 6 years ago, I'm not sure what he's done in competition since then. I know he's done like a 10:01 or a 10:02 in Jeju. But I don't know how close he even got to 10:30 in the last 6 years in competition. But yeah, he certainly smashed that today. So it looked like going earlier, not coaching other people, was probably the way to go. So
I screwed up my warm up. What was that?
10:41.
Was it fly?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Why are you giving me the microphone? I need to get in the pool. Well done, Fly. Okay, good. You must be stoked.
I think he is. No, it's super clean. Yeah, as clean as the second one yesterday.
The fasting was a bad one.
Yeah, it looks like it. All right. So, up next, we have Tomas, Benoit, and Luis. So, yesterday, Luis was doing dynamic bike fins. He got 112 with a red card. Had a samba and a dip at the end. So today he's doing static. I'm not sure what Luis's PB is in static. I don't feel he trains it that much. I usually see him doing dynamics in training. So we'll see how he goes. Benoit, obviously we saw yesterday doing a new PB in competition for him. He got a 8:50 in the morning, and then he took it a bit easier in the afternoon to 8 minutes. I expect he's going to try and beat his 8:50 this morning. And we have Tomas, who yesterday also did a dynamic no fins, and also had a red card with a dip. And he's a bit of a static specialist as well. Not been freediving so long. Found a real talent for static, and has now extended that into the dynamic disciplines, doing some pretty long dives with a monofin and bifins. And Tomas's PB, I believe, is a 7:40, which is the Chilean national record and a continental record, which he did in Japan a couple of months ago. So big dive on a big stage in Japan. I don't know if he's been training since Japan, Tomas. He has been. Okay, so we're expecting, I think, a big dive from him again today, either in this first one. I spoke to him earlier. He said his strategy was just to see how the first one goes. If it goes well, he probably won't do the afternoon. If it goes badly, then obviously he'll use the opportunity to try again in the afternoon. And yeah, I think Benoit is looking just to probably extend day by day and just see how each day goes. I'm just trying to add a few more seconds. Try and get his competition dives closer to where his personal bests are. In training, he's done 10 minutes plus. Before yesterday, his best in competition was 7:55. Obviously now he's added nearly a minute to that, 8:50, but still, still a minute something away from his training best. So still room to improve if he can find that relaxation in the competition and
1 minute
and dealing with the competition stress. He definitely has the capacity for a longer dive, and hopefully with the positive feelings he got off of the dive yesterday, and being familiar now with this whole competition setup here, hopefully he's even more relaxed today and building some confidence off the dive yesterday, and is able to go further today. So we see athletes given their 1 minute left on their countdown. The OT here is at 10:20 Singapore time. Tomas just removing his watch, last minute adjustments, and and taking his hat off and putting his nose clip on. The other athletes just getting their nose clips on as well. 20 seconds to go. Ben already taking his last breath and starting his packing.
10. 3, 2, 1. Official top. +1, 2.
Luis as well with some packing. And
6, 7, 8, 9.
Everyone just down on time. Ben and Luis at about +8 seconds, and Tomas at about +7 seconds. So just making the most of their time there to pack a bit extra. So yeah, Tomas, didn't look fully prepped there before his dive, but he's another one of those divers who doesn't need to get fully zoned out before his dive. Kind of, I think, starts his relaxation once he starts his breath hold. It seems like often kind of still moving around a little bit and adjusting things before he starts. So I expect Luis will be the first to finish here. I don't actually have his PB for static. I don't think he's done it in a competition before. This might be his first competition hold. Coming up to 2 minutes, you just see the coaches either giving time checks to the athletes or just moving them around slightly so that they staying in position. You can see Florian giving Ben an update on the time. See the coaches keeping the athletes in front of the wall, just so that if they need to, they can reach out, grab the wall at any time, so that they're facing the athletes for when they do want to exit. Also, it's just a bit more pleasant sometimes when you open your eyes to know like roughly where you are. If you've floated away, sometimes it's a bit disconcerting if you open your eyes and you can't see where you are. So you see when the athletes float away a little bit, either the breeze has blown them or some of the currents in the pool, their coaches will just bring them back towards the wall. And you see them giving them the time update again at 3 minutes. Coaches just need to ensure that they're not touching the athlete when they exit. If it looks like a touch from the coach is giving the athlete support and supporting them to stand up, then that would be a red card. If they're just touching their back and effectively pushing them down, then it shouldn't be a red card, but often it's given red initially and then the judges review it just to ensure that it wasn't holding the athlete up. So best just to be sure and keep your hands away from the athlete when they're trying to exit or looking like they might exit. Okay, so we see Lewis coming up now, approaching 4 minutes. He's going himself up pretty quickly to the edge of the pool. He's holding there. Looks like he's targeting 4 maybe. He's getting shouted at by his coach to come up, to breathe. Oh, is he going to get it? He's really struggling there. I think he still needs to do an OK sign and say I'm okay. I'm not sure. Yep. All right. So he's completed a surface protocol there. We'll have to see, because he initially took his nose clip and goggles off, and then he started to reach again for his goggles. So if he touched his face again, he might end up with a red there, but I couldn't see from very clearly whether or not he actually touched his face or whether or not he said something as well. He might have spoken before he made the OK sign, but he did a good job of recovering there eventually. A good job of coaching there, I think. Is that Bart coaching him? Yeah, shouting at him to come up at the right time. I think it was a really good call. Sometimes you can see that athletes need a few shouts once they get that hypoxic. They don't hear necessarily the first one, or it takes a little while for it to register in the brain. So shouting repeatedly is usually the way to get it done. And yeah, he's I think been given a white. So excellent recovery there, and good coaching. You see, you can see there how like athletes often have a few seconds where they're a bit more clear-headed as they reach for the goggles and the nose clip, and then once you started taking your breath, the dive response kind of turns off because you're breathing again. So the blood that had been your blood vessels constricting, bringing blood to the center of your body. As soon as you start breathing again, those blood vessels dilate and it flows back out. And so you get that blood pressure drop after you're a few seconds into the recovery. That's what you saw with Lewis there. The hypoxia started to get worse as there's less blood in his brain. And he started to get a samba. But mid-surface protocol as well, that's can be quite risky because if you say something or touch your face, then you get a red. But he managed to do nothing for a few seconds other than recover. And then eventually got his OK sign and said, I'm okay in time to get a white card. So really good effort there from Lewis. So we're at 6:30 now for the other athletes. Getting to the business end of things here with Tomas. His PB, as I said, is 7:40, which is a national and continental record. He's approaching 7 minutes. Reaches the edge of the pool and stretches out a bit. Thinks about putting his feet down, but puts them back up, and actually he's letting go of the pool again. Just checking how he feels, checking how focused he is. Reaching both hands up again, 7:10. I think he wants to go for it here. He's got a long way. This is definitely a long hold for him, so this isn't the sort of hold you do and then try again in the afternoon. I think he's going for it on this one. Coming up for 7:30, just 10 more seconds would be his own PB and national record. He's definitely going for it. Okay, that's 7:40. It's a national record if he can hold it. His coach is counting him down. He's still getting the finger flicks right and on time, still focused. Big recovery breaths. He's got a good position there. Just to recover and get his nose clip off. Okay. Come on, Thomas. Sign. Say okay. Whoa. That felt like a long time. I don't know. I guess that was 15 seconds still. Yeah, judging by the clock on Benoit's, but it always feels a bit longer, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure it's going to be a white card for him. We left just with Benoit now. Um, big hold for him already as well. So yesterday he did at 8:50. Today he's already at 8:30. You can hear Florian really actively coaching him, constantly talking to him now in the last minute here. So Christian's been given a white card for that. Excellent result for him. New national record. Would have been a continental record, but we don't have a continental judge. Benoit at 8:45. Constant coaching still from Florian there, getting really loud, keeping him alert, shouting into his ear as he come up and recovering. Very clean SP as well. Excellent recovery. A little bit simpler without the goggles, right? Just pulling the nose clip. We have that at 8:58. So a few extra seconds on what he had yesterday. He stayed ahead at 8:50, so he added 8 seconds to that. It's a good result. Again, if you consider like what these athletes have done already, Benoit now has done 3 8-minute plus holds in 2 days. Florian's done 3 9:45 plus holds in 2 days. And I see Tomas walking by. Oh, sorry, Benoit. Yeah, white card. I think that was kind of obvious, but yeah, it's official. Just waiting for the official time. So great dives all around there. Louis really pushing it to his limit. Actually, I think all the athletes pushing it to their limit there. Louis maybe slightly beyond his limit, but well recovered. And Tomas, a big PB for him. National record. If we'd had the right level of judge here, that would be a South American continental record as well. Yeah, I think Benoit's going to be happy with that too. Having a bit of a debrief now with Florian. You can see there in both Thomas's and Ben's dives, the sort of coaching you get at the end of a dive on these long dives where the athletes aren't concerned so much about getting over the CO2 or the discomfort. They're sort of well beyond that, and they're really concerned with how long they can stay focused with the reduced levels of oxygen. The coaches, you can hear them getting louder, encouraging them to keep focused, and it's really like a mental effort to keep straining to focus and stay alert. It can make a big difference versus just continuing to relax and switch off. You'll find yourself kind of drifting off versus making a real effort to focus hard. And you can find that you can kind of stay, conscious, coordinated, and in control with lower levels of oxygen versus if you were just to kind of continue to switch off and relax. So the stages of the breath hold really change there, where they're not chilling out and relaxing anymore. Obviously, still trying to keep their bodies relaxed and not straining and burning excess oxygen, but mentally really trying to focus and get ready for that exit and the surface protocol. And those are 2 really good examples of it. Coaches checking on them athletes' condition by asking them to flick their finger to show that they were still alert, and giving them prompts to stay focused. And then also we saw some pretty good coaching there as well. Lewis's dive with Bart, where the coach essentially made the decision to end that dive, shouting at Lewis to come up. Sometimes as the athlete gets pretty hypoxic, it can be the coach had a better view of things than the athlete does. When you're hypoxic, it's hard for you to tell quite how hypoxic you are. And sometimes the coach can see an athlete turning blue in the neck or fingernails going blue or pale. Or they might see a lack of coordination or athlete being very slow to respond to requests that the coach is giving. So coach might ask the athlete to flick a finger, and if the athlete's slow in doing that, that can indicate that they're hypoxic and need to end the dive. So sometimes you see the coaches making that decision, on the athlete's behalf and instructing them to come up. So here we have the official results. So Tomas with a 7:55, so that's 15 seconds more than his personal best previously, and a new national record. And Benoit with a 8:57, again 7 seconds more than he did yesterday, so steady increase there. That's good. And Luis with a 4:07. He was clearly targeting 4 minutes there for what I think was his first competition static. So yeah, good results all around. And if you missed it, you can see Florian's 10:41 there at the top. I want to skip back on the live stream and have a watch of that. Incredible dive. So up next, in about 6 minutes time, we have Michelle and Aaron. So Michelle yesterday did a dynamic. She did dynamic no fins. I spoke to her afterwards. She said it was a good dive until right at the end. She did a 103 with a red card. As we watched that dive yesterday, yeah, the technique looked good. Everything looked pretty smooth. She just couldn't quite hold it at the end. And so she wanted to try something else today. Didn't want to just repeat the same dive as yesterday. So today she's doing statics. She trains static a fair bit. Aaron's PB is 7:29 for static, which is the Canadian national record. So his dive yesterday was about 40 seconds off that. I don't know if I haven't spoken to him. I don't know if he's in form, hoping to beat that. But I think from what we've seen today from Benoit and Florian, and Aaron's part of that, I think those guys train together, or at least he's coached by Florian. Together, they've already 2 out of 3 of them have performed better today than they did yesterday. So potentially we'll see better from Aaron as well. And we can see Michelle there, who always starts her static dives like this, lying on her back with the inflatable noodles. Coached by her partner David.
Two minutes to official time.
So we got the official countdown started. 2 minutes to go.
One minute, 30 seconds.
There's the start times, you can see they're on screen. There should be an additional as well at 11 o'clock will be Tom Way. There's just a bit of rearranging with some of the athletes so that you can coach each other. So Bart was meant to start earlier, but he's had his start moved down so that he could coach Lewis.
1 minute.
Got 1 minute to go. That's an interesting underwater shot there, actually, of Aaron. Aaron's quite tall, so he seems to be kind of doing the splits there to make sure that he can rest his arms comfortably on the side of the pool, I imagine. You don't want to be too high out of the pool when you're taking your last breath, so you can kind of stay in a nice relaxed position with your arms rested. But he's a tall guy, and he's at the shallow end of the pool, so quite a wide stance there for his start.
20.
So he just gets his nose clip on just before he starts.
10.
10 seconds left.
4, 3, 2, 1. Official top. Plus 1, 2.
Aaron's down at +1 and Michelle down at +3. So
6, 7.
both starts good. See, Aaron's really nice and floaty there, really flat out across the pool. Michelle not wearing any wetsuit on her legs, so a lot less floaty legs, kind of hanging down. As I mentioned yesterday, that's a little bit less comfortable for some people. But I see Michelle always training like with no wetsuit, trousers on, so she obviously prefers that. Yeah, so while we're watching the athletes start their dive, we're being joined by Tomas. How was your dive? And congratulations, new
Good.
PB, new national record.
Yeah,
Amazing.
can't believe it. Completely unexpected. Like, I was like, well, if I do 7+, I'm good. Oh, the cat needs to be showing. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Completely, wow, surprise. Like, I think the no expectations works. Whenever I'm like, nah, whatever. And then I had a really nice feeling when I started the dive. It was just like, ooh, I was able to relax completely. The first like 3 minutes, I was like more relaxed than normal. So that really helped. And then I asked for time at 6 minutes when I was like starting to struggle like more. And then I was like, okay, I need to struggle up to 7 and then see where I go. So then, yeah, at 7, I kind of lost track of time, and at the last second is like, woo.
Hypoxic already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I came out and I was pretty hypoxic.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what's that white or red? What was this?
I mean, you had to do some pretty hard recovery breaths, but I think the surface protocol was pretty good.
Yeah. 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 So, yeah, 7:55. Wow.
Nice. Have you been training since Japan? Because you were in pretty good form for Japan, right?
I was training DNF. I was just training. I was
No
focusing
static.
on DNF. Static's only Sundays with Tom in his place, and just once a week static. I keep doing at least Sunday static, just to maintain.
Maybe it's a continuation of your form from Japan then, but like
Yeah.
with slightly less nerves than competing in Japan,
Oh,
right? So
yeah.
you're more relaxed here, so maybe
Yeah.
with the same form, you're able to obviously get a bigger result like that. Because that was what, an
Yeah.
extra 15 seconds on your
Yeah, let's see.
40 up
My
to
last was
55. wasn't it?
37. 37.
37 was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7:37.
Nice.
I can't do math now.
So, what are you gonna do this afternoon?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm not.
You're avoiding it.
I'm very happy with this result, so
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
that's
do
fair.
another one.
Are you competing tomorrow?
No,
You're not.
no,
Oh.
no. I work,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday. Yeah.
so I can't do that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, and then yesterday I did DNF and I had a red card.
Yeah,
And
we saw.
that was like, I saw the video and then I was like, oh, okay. I was pretty hypoxic when I came up.
Pretty
Because I
hypoxic,
saw it,
but
I turned around
yeah.
and that was,
Well, actually, you did something I've literally never seen anyone do before, which is come up on the wrong side of the lane. I've seen that, but I've never seen anyone stop themselves, duck back down, and then come back up on the right side of the lane. That was impressive. And I genuinely thought at that point that that meant you weren't hypoxic, because to have that clarity of thought to do that, I thought was quite impressive. But maybe it was too much to do all at
yeah,
once. And I think it's also difficult because you're doing no fins and you're in a deep part of the
yeah.
pool. It's hard then to control your body and you're still kicking to try and keep yourself up. And there's all
Mm.
that together. I feel like it's one of those things where if you've been in by fins or you've been in the shallow part of the pool, I think you would have
I,
held
th-
it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And also I have like 7 kilos on my back. So that when I let go of one hand, then I went back
Yeah, you
into
just rolled
the
back.
water.
Okay, that's also a problem. Yeah, when with no fins, especially when you've got something so heavy on your neck to like control yourself.
Yeah.
So just looking at back at the screen now, we see Michelle at
Who is
5:15. So Michelle and Aaron are diving. So Michelle's at 5:15, and Aaron roughly the same. For Michelle, this is a pretty long dive for her. I think has
what's her
her,
PB?
her competition best. I think is 5:50. So we're coming up on that now. She's actually exiting. So
Okay.
5:35. It looks like nice smooth exit. But okay. So it looked like she came up pretty smoothly there and then started to struggle. And
Did she do
David
it on
just step
time?
away there. He's going to get support. And then she did some recovery breaths, and then I think did a clean SP at the end. Left her nose clip on to the last minute, and then just took everything off. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a white card. And that's a solid result for her. I don't know when she did 5:50, but I think that's a decent result. Should be pleased with that. So you see Aaron now just reaching for the wall at 6:30.
6:30.
So yesterday he had a 6:52, and his personal best is the national record at 7:29.
Yeah, and when he's in good shape, he can do more than 8. I saw him do 8:40 one day
Yeah,
in
training.
Phuket.
Okay, and he's up at 6:52, it looks like, which is exactly what he did yesterday.
Yeah, he was sick like 2 weeks ago and he's still recovering.
Really?
He
Okay.
like really bad sick,
Uh-huh.
and he was just telling us that he's still in recovery. He's like he's much better,
Mhm.
but he's not in his top form.
Yeah.
Because top form, he can do more than 8. I've seen him. I've seen him do more than 8. Yeah, he trains in Phuket with Florian and Ben.
Yeah. I think it looked like a white to me. I'm just waiting for the judges to confirm. Yeah, a white. And I think Michelle got a white as well. I think we didn't see it. Oh, she didn't? Oh, okay. We'll find out why then. But yeah, so same time as yesterday for Aaron there. So
Mhm.
decent dive. As you say, if he's ill, not at his best, but looked like he was pushing it.
Yeah,
Looked like kind of towards his limit. So yeah,
maybe tomorrow he will, or in the afternoon.
yeah.
But I
think after that he'll probably take it easy in the afternoon
yeah,
again.
he will probably take it easy in the afternoon. But then tomorrow, tomorrow he will push
Yeah.
harder. Yeah. All right.
Hey, well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And congrats again.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so Up next at 11 o'clock, so in about 10 minutes, we have Bart and we have Tom Way. I don't know if you can hear it, but Tom's training in front of us and has had his classical music playing for about the last 30-40 minutes. You can just see him on the top right of your screen there. Hear the umbrella. Okay, yeah, so the official results in there, and Michelle did get a red card, 536 for surface protocol. So I'm not sure what happened. I didn't see so clearly. Talk to her, or maybe talk to one of the judges and see. I mean, she did have after she came up and moved her face gear, she did have a bit of a shake. And so maybe she said something during that time. So once you've started removing your face gear, either touch your nose tip or your goggles, you're not allowed to say anything until you've made the okay sign, and then you can say I'm okay, and that's all you're allowed to say. So possibly she said or did something in the intervening bits there, or maybe it was over 15 seconds, but it didn't feel like it to me. We'll find out. So yeah, Tom yesterday, Tom did an afternoon dive. He was a bit too busy organizing the competition to do a dive in the morning. And in the afternoon, he did a 6:30, which he said was very comfortable, but he knows he overventilated. So, reducing his CO2 and getting a lot more comfortable, but without such a strong dive reflex. The ventilating more will give you less of a dive reflex. So he knew he didn't want to push on from there, but just enjoying like a nice, comfortable 6:30. Hopefully that sets him up well to do a bit of a push this morning, and see what he can do. Again, knowing that he has a backup dive this afternoon if he needs it, and potentially 2 dives tomorrow as well. And then we also have Bart in Zone C. Bart his static PB or competition best is a 5:27. Not sure when he set that. Yesterday he did a solid 150 meters dynamic with a monofin. That looked good and clean for him. I say Bart's a very experienced diver, been diving a long time in the UK, and then moved to Singapore a couple of years ago and been diving here as well. He doesn't get a ton of time to train consistently. He ends up having to do quite a lot of travel for his work. So he's often away for a week or two at a time, and is unable to train while he's away. But he keeps himself at like a decent level, and just maybe he finds it hard to kind of peak for competitions, as he's not able to get that sort of real focus training. But we'll see what he's able to do today. Bart's always able to, get back to around his max. I say very consistent dives, within 10% of it, of his kind of current personal best and training without much stress. I'm not sure I've ever really seen him train static though. So once or twice, but I don't know what sort of static form he's in. Tom, I know, has been in very good static form recently. He's been in training, has done over 9 minutes a couple of months ago. He has the UK national record at 8:22 that he set last year, after just steadily working towards that for a few years. And that record, I think, was at 8:20 before that, and had remained there for a good number of years, like over 10 years, like 10 or 15 years. So in training, Tom's already well beyond that. He's been busy the last couple of days organizing this competition. Busy this morning as well, but he did manage to carve out some time for himself to lie down around the corner with his music playing and doing his dry breath holds. Although I think he could overhear the cheering from Florian's dive, which distracted him slightly. I think he thought maybe Florian had done 11 minutes. So he came running around the corner asking what had happened. But then he got back to his wet warm-ups, which he's been doing for the last 30 minutes or so. Tom has a really long warm-up program, not necessarily from a physiological side of things. You can be maybe overly warmed up so that your dive reflex isn't so strong. But for Tom, I think he really likes to get to a state where he's kind of zoned out from doing so many dives, and no longer the contractions are no longer novel. They're just something you just got used to having done so many warm-up dives. So he does, have a very long kind of warm-up process. And likes to keep delaying the contractions and pushing them back. I think yesterday he said he did a 6:30 and he didn't have a contraction. He does a lot of contraction blocking. So I think had he not blocked them, they would have come around 6 or 5 to 6 minutes. But he's able to quite easily block them up to 6:30. So 4 minutes away from the OT. And then these are the last round of statics, and after which we have the dynamic disciplines. It's some of the same athletes as yesterday doing a different dynamic discipline again, some repeating the same dynamic discipline again, and some athletes who we saw doing static yesterday are doing dynamic today. It's a 3-day event here, and you're able to choose whatever discipline you want on any day. So the choice of 4 disciplines, 3 dynamic or static. If you choose static, you get the ability to have 2 OTs, or 2 starts, one in the morning session that we're in now, and then later again in the second static session after the dynamics. You don't have to do both. You can do one or the other. For the competition points standings, only the first session of the day will count towards the points, just to make it kind of fair with those people who are doing dynamic, since dynamics don't get a best of 2, so statics don't either. We take the times from the morning session for the overall competition results. But as with any freediving competition, there's the overall competition, but a lot of the time the athletes are really just competing with themselves, or competing against their own national records or national rankings. As we just heard there, the 2 minutes to official top for Bart and Tom. Now, freediving is a sport where athletes pretty much have a
1 minute 30 seconds.
pretty good idea of where their maximum is on any given day, based on previous training, and it's unlikely that you're going to vastly exceed that just because you want to beat someone else in a competition. So in a way, you're not really competing against someone. You might be competing for a few seconds or a few meters here and there. You might be competing in your training leading up to it. But by the time you arrive, there's generally a kind of a cap on what you can expect to do.
1 minute.
So yeah, a lot of athletes I think feel like they're competing against themselves or their own expectations competition day. But overall points still matter. So we have Tom in the shade under an umbrella, and we have Bart in
30 seconds.
just in the shade at the other end. So Tom's end of the pool will be slightly warmer. Tom actually asked all the athletes before the competition started whether they would prefer to be in the sun or in the shade, which is not what not a choice you normally get in competition. But Tom likes to really set up things well for static athletes so they're as comfortable as possible. So we see the athletes reaching their OTs now,
Official time.
continuing with their packing.
3,
And
5, 6.
Bart down at 5 seconds, Tom down at +8 seconds. Yeah, so Tom makes competitions that give athletes, especially on the static side of things, like a real chance to perform. So we have the ability to do statics on 3 days, the ability to have 2 OTs per day, and things like, do you want to be in the sun or do you want to be in the shade? Just trying to get people in comfortable positions for their dives. It can make a difference if you're not used to training in the sun. It can be pretty warm on the back of your wetsuit, and sometimes when the contraction, the urge to breathe starts, it kind of feels like a warm flush, like your face kind of maybe going red, kind of flushing with blood a bit, and that can sometimes feel a bit unpleasant. And sometimes cool water on your face can help alleviate that. Whereas other people prefer to bask in the sun while they're doing their statics, just kind of enjoy the experience. I think Tom generally prefers the sun, which is why he's at the sunny end of the pool. So both athletes looking very relaxed. As their coaches just adjust them so they don't headbutt the edge of the pool. So coming up to 2 minutes. You know, talk about it.
Yeah, because shit, but I wasn't sure. Like, I was gonna. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. And what happened to the SP?
oh, it's so
Oh, was it?
they're not.
I didn't check. Okay, okay. All right.
That ship was dead.
Yeah, it was a good hold. Okay. So sorry, I was talking to Michelle there. She said she didn't want to be properly interviewed. We might have caught some of it. But I was just getting the story on her red card. So she was at the sunny end of the pool and was a bit hot, I think, and to take her wetsuit off. So maybe I was wrong about her enjoying with her wetsuit legs off. She's often trains that way, but then her warm-ups didn't go well. She didn't want like a weight put on her, I think on one of them, and to weigh her down on the FRC warm-up. But it was put on her, so she got a bit annoyed, and she said she couldn't really hear the start, etc. But overall, it was a good hold for her. But the red card was actually for not getting her surface protocol finished in 15 seconds. But the judges are going to review it because they weren't certain. I mean, I think from here it looked to us like it was long, but maybe just kind of around 15 seconds. So they'll review the video and confirm whether or not that's going to stay as a red. So we see Bart now reaching for the wall at around 5 minutes. I expect Bart to be doing somewhere between 5 and 6 minutes today. As I said, his competition best is a 5:27, so he's approaching that now. 5:15. He's just putting his feet down, getting set for his exit, and he's coming right up on 5:27 now, and he's still down. So that's a PB, I think, or a competition best at least for him. Can't really see clearly because the judges are just checking that his mouth is still submerged. Sometimes athletes make the mistake of accidentally letting it just bounce up and back into the water, and that's a red card. So you want to come out cleanly and sharply like that. Very quick surface protocol there from him. It looks like maybe he even took his nose clip off as he was coming up or underwater. So he just threw the okay sign, shouted, "I'm okay," and he's done within 1 second. And then gives him time just to focus on his recovery breaths. Something pretty similar he did yesterday with his dynamic, but it's even easier to do with static because you're just in a much more controlled place. Your arms can be wherever you want them to be, like by your face to grab the nose clip, rather than out in front of you when you're swimming. So those that look like what do we have that at? 5:45. Yeah. So extra 18 seconds on his previous comp if he gets a white, which I expect he will. Just waiting for the judges to confirm. As Tom's pushing on through 6:30, he's got one arm up and now two arms up. This is where he came up yesterday, but he had much more time to prepare today. He's doing his coaching there from Judy outside of the pool. So Bart's got a white, it's confirmed. Tom is now fully standing at 7 minutes and he's up. Also easy service protocol for him. Just whips the nose clip off, makes the okay sign. A few recovery breaths. That's going to be a white card as well. Yeah, so Tom has a white at 7:02. It's a relatively short dive from him again. Yesterday he did it with a lot of hyperventilation. Today, I guess less so. We'll see what he has to say about it later. 7:02. 7:02. How was your dive?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Bit more nerve today the first minute.
Really?
Somehow.
Why?
I don't know. Weird. Maybe because now I have the 9 in head, like
Expectations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yesterday I was just see what happened. Until the other guys will get the 9.
Okay.
I still can't be in seconds.
Yeah.
Not really happy.
Nice.
I'm number 3 behind the Miss Food and so
Nice.
in AIDA.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. That was Ben just telling us that he was very happy with his dive today. He said he was more nervous than yesterday in the first minute because he thinks maybe because he had expectations of hitting the 9 minutes today since he was so close yesterday. And he was 3 seconds away. And now he's third overall in France. So that's a huge result for him. I mean, the French team is really competitive in freediving, just in all disciplines, but also in static. A real depth to their team. So coming third in France is, yeah, I mean, in most countries that would be a national record. So you can see the official results there. Bart with a 5:45, so a comp PB for him, as you mentioned. Tom with a 7:02 and a white card. So hopefully we get a chat to Tom or Bart later. And we're now moving on to the dynamics. So first up, we have Dimitri, who I think was the first diver yesterday as well.
Yes, so let me just cut in. We are going to cut the stream here and continue on our second link. So go to the GetECstatic YouTube page. The second link will be for dynamic. It's should be day 2, session 2. Yeah. So the first OT is 11:20 a.m. and as you can see, that's Dimitri starting in zone A. So we'll be right back. That's about it from us. Stay tuned and see you shortly.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the dynamic part of day 2. I'm Pete Sturgeon, commentating here. I'm not going to be commentating the whole time though. I need to run off and do some coaching duties in a bit. But I'll talk you through the lineup of athletes we have here first. So starting in about 3 minutes time, we have Dimitri doing DNF today. He did a massive personal best in monofin yesterday with a 272. He did almost equal his PB on no fins. Sorry, not yesterday. A few weeks ago in training. I think it's like a 183, something like that. I saw him do that a couple of weeks ago, so he's definitely in good form for this. So see how this goes for him. And then after that, we have Daryl from Great Britain, who I found out after talking to him yesterday after the comp has flown from the UK especially for this comp, which is crazy but admirable. So he was suffering quite a lot with jet lag yesterday. Only got about 3 hours sleep. I spoke to him just now. He said he had 6 hours sleep today, so a little better. He got a red card with his surface protocol yesterday, right at the 200. It was very close. Just got the order slightly wrong. And then he actually had a redive because there was a problem with his countdown. So he tried again as the last dive of the day, but I think just wasn't really feeling it. A bit of a struggle, and just called that dive early. Just came up, saving himself for today. So you can see him there, just getting ready. Oh, sorry, we can't. I can see him getting ready next to Dimitri. He's hoping just to get a white card today. I expect somewhere around the 200 mark. It's a big ask to travel and then dive. Being jet lagged just is really not a good feeling when you're trying to relax. When your body thinks it's 4 a.m., which is the time now in the UK, it's hard to kind of stay relaxed. But hopefully you can get something he's happy with today. And then later on we have Arnaldo, who's doing dynamic. Did he do dynamic yesterday? I feel like he did. Oh no, Arnaldo did bifins yesterday, so he's doing dynamic today with his monofin. And we have after that Tracy, who I'll be coaching, who's doing dynamic again today. Wants to get a bit further than she did yesterday. So we see Dimitri starting his packing. We cross his OT. Starts his dive. So since getting back from Japan, Dimitri's kind of changed up his training a bit. He was at the Worlds in Japan a couple of months ago, and you can see now he's adding the dolphin kick with his no fins here. So he does a little flick of his feet just there before his arm pull. So after his regular kick, adds an extra flick and then the arm pull. Something he's been trying, I think, just the last couple of months. He's also changed the way he does his training sets. So he's focused a lot more on long dives and repeated long dives. So doing a long dive or a max and then doing a couple of just 80% of max, which is something I think he learned from chatting to some of the athletes in Japan. They picked up a lot of training tips while he was there. Which is why it's often good to go to these big competitions. You know, you can really get some coaching for free and chat to some of the world's top athletes. I mean, which Dimitri is himself one of the world's top athletes. But it's always good to see meet people who are training in different ways and discuss their training methodologies. some people are part of bigger teams with more resources. Team Estonia is a one-man team, so he trains with everyone here in Singapore. But yeah, compared to some of the bigger teams around the world, with coaches and dietitians, etc., it's not so much. So it's good to be able to go and meet those athletes. So you see him here turning at 100, looking very steady, changing his stroke much. I know Dimitri really focuses on trying not to speed up. Like there's a feeling, especially when the CO2 starts to hit hard, that you want to kind of rush forward. And Dimitri always tries to kind of resist that and just to keep it a steady pace. And he's usually happiest when he hasn't sped up on a dive. He's crossing 125. And approaching the wall here at 150. It's a really good pace, right? That extra dolphin kick, and he just gives him a little bit of extra propulsion, so a little bit of an increased pace versus what he was doing previously. As he crosses now 175, and he should be coming up around here. You can see he's just in the last few strokes. He's coming up. Only wears goggles, so he's got those off quickly and is recovering well. Just needs to make sure he keeps his head up. He's got so much weight on that it's hard to stay up. Without fins to keep you above, it can be a bit of a struggle there just to keep your mouth above water when the lane ropes are like this. Dimitri's a big guy. He's weighing a lot of weight. So it's a lot of weight that's pushing down on that lane rope. So it can be a bit of a struggle just to keep your mouth above the water. But I'm sure he's done it. And that, I make it about 187 or a 186 if they've rounded it down. So that's a huge no fins dive for Dimitri. Do you want to?
Just that camera. So.
Tom, I need to coach. Do you want to? Do you want to walk?
Sorry.
So I'm just gonna run off to coach. So I'm handing you over to Tom for the next bit of session. Change view.
Okay, and we've got Daryl. Second day of dynamic monofinning. I was talking to him yesterday and saying, why did you choose monofin? He hasn't been freediving very long. And he said, I just tried it and I really like the feeling. He doesn't really even have a pair of bifins except for when he's teaching, instructing, or for fun dives. He's really gelled with the monofin. did his first World Championships this year and got a comp PB of 200. So he was really, really happy with that. Yesterday he did 200 and he was just a bit quick on his surface protocol and got the order wrong. So it was a red card. We'll see if he tries to repeat that today. Well, that's crossing the 125-meter mark, heading for the 150 wall. It's quite a fast diver. Like the bird's eye view from above. Now we're on Zancam, underwater camera. It's a bit underexposed, maybe. Okay, and there's the 200, and he's up. Okay, order looked right that time. Looks fresh, can't see any blue lips. Ears look a good color. Daryl trains in an 18-meter pool back home with a plastic or silicon monofin, power fin. So he says it's a bit odd, just like transitioning to longer pools. But nice to put his Setma on. And it's a white card. He got it. Sweet. Nice work. Yeah, he looks pretty delighted with that. Now he's got one more day to try and get a new PB. Aldo packing. This is Aldo's second dive of the competition. His first yesterday was just over 150. Just crossing the 25-meter mark. And touch at 50. Yay, our histogram is our line chart is working. Ulf has been working tirelessly to get the stats working. We had a few technical problems yesterday. Thank you, Ulf, back home with your computer, working behind the scenes to make the overlays work. Double kick. Quite a powerful diver. And touch at 100. So Aldo's been extremely busy recently with work and travel. He's capable of a 190-meter dive. Like I said yesterday, he did one just over 150, 159 or something. Okay, there's touch at 150, fin out. A little bit near the surface on that one. One 162. Traveling at about 2 meters per second at the moment. That's super fast. It's 175. Okay, he's going for it. Here we go. Still looking chill. Is he going for the wall? And he's up. Looked like a strong service protocol to me. Oh, he'll be delighted if that number is correct. We'll have to get confirmation from the judges, but we're looking at just slightly over 190. Yes, it's white. So good. We just have to wait for the final confirmation of the final distance. Oh, that's fantastic, fantastic. Well done, Aldo. And she's wearing a monofin. It looks like a monofin day. Yesterday we had a bunch of DNF. Today everyone seems to be strapping on their Tara's monofins. $193, it's confirmed. So that is a new, I believe it's a new national record for Arnaldo. and it's definitely a comp PB. Yeah, so we've had 3 dives now. Dimitri with that amazing 187-meter DNF. Daryl equaling his comp PB at 200. And Aldo with 193 meters. And we think it's a national record. We'll confirm that, but looks likely. And Tracy starts her dive. She's typically another fast diver, but we're seeing a trend of everyone diving fast these days. So she doesn't seem quite as quick as she used to, but she is a speedster. And Pete, who was doing commentary earlier, is coaching her. 40 seconds for that first lap. And she's just crossing the 75-meter mark. And that's touch at 100 meters. One, two, five, looking strong still. Double pump and glide. And she touches the water at 150, the wall at 150. Now, Tracy, we know, would very much like to touch the 200-meter wall. She was close to it. Yesterday, she came up at around 175, 180. There's 175 right now. Oh, she's up. Okay, nice and clean. Oh, you're doing it. And it's a white card. Excellent. Hey, and I've got Daryl with me. He's just finished his dive. That must have made you a bit happier than yesterday.
Yeah, I was so much calmer today. I think I'm finally getting over the jet lag, but just happy to get my white card.
Yeah, it looked very strong. There was no confusion at all. Could see your lips and your ears from the zoom cam above, and they were both very
Oh,
pink.
they were okay. Yeah,
Definitely had a bit more.
I did have some nerves. I think when you've had a kind of rocky start, the first lap I was quite nervous and I kind of felt like giving up. But then as soon as I made the first turn, I relaxed. And from there, I managed to kind of stay slow.
Super, really good. So I just want to know, how is this going to affect your plans for tomorrow?
Same plan.
It's going to
Hopefully.
stick with the monofin?
Yeah, stick with monofin. Yeah, I'm that's kind of my only only discipline at the moment. So I think once I've got to a decent level with the monofin, then I can start to kind of branch out to other disciplines. Maybe join you on some statics.
Yeah, that would be nice.
How was your static?
It felt absolutely terrible. I actually haven't talked about my static. Yeah, I kind of got my warm up in, but then was interrupted in the middle because Flo did 10:40. I'm going to blame Florian. He did whatever that was,
That is
10:45 or 10:50, and everyone was cheering, so I gave up on a hold, and then I was behind time, and I missed a few holds on my warm up. So yeah, it wasn't the best feeling hold, but I went to 7. I didn't.
I went 7. Okay.
Yeah, went to 7. Blocked all my contractions, but yeah, I think tomorrow will be the day. I'll try and see if I can push a
That's
bit
the one,
further
yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and that's 179 confirmed for Tracy. Next up, we got Pat. Pat is one of our GetECstatic original members. She's got a pair of bifins in. She hasn't got an AIDA bifins result this year, so she's another monofinner. She would generally rather not have to do bifins, but it's one of the disciplines, so if she wants to get the points for AIDA, then she has to put them on occasionally.
I've got my teaching ones, which I use in the lake, but got to wear some, socks with those, and yeah, they're not great. So
Tell me about training in the UK. You said that you do most of your depth diving, is it, in the lake?
yeah, it's in the cold, dark lake. It's lovely. But to be honest, most of the time we're in the pool. So that's the kind of meat of the training. But yeah, and travel abroad to get depth when we can.
Yeah, that makes sense. And where is it's a quarry, is it, that you're diving in?
Yeah, there's a few. So sometimes all the way up to kind of Manchester area. Been to Shrewsbury recently, but my local lake is Wraysbury, so it's near Heathrow.
Okay.
And only 14 meters depth.
Okay, it's enough to do some RV practice or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Better to be in the water than not.
Yeah.
Are you based in the north of London?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based
Makes
just
sense.
outside of Watford in a place called Bushy.
Pat's using. Oh, I thought it was continuous clicks, but she's gliding occasionally. I don't think she really has a pattern for bifins. She just does what feels good. Back on the underwater cam. Very efficient, streamlined form. Now, she hasn't really been doing any long dives. In fact, she hasn't really been training at all. Pat, okay, I was just going to say, so it'd be interesting to see how she goes. She's laughing.
smile.
Yeah, but she won't. She can also be quite hard on herself, so I suspect she won't be super happy with that one. She's done 205, I think, is her national record for
Oh wow.
bifins. Yeah.
It's funny. It's such a psychological sport. One day you can do great. The next day you just don't feel it. Something's wrong with the body, or even just mentally not feeling it, and it's a completely different dive.
She's smiling but rolling her eyes as well.
Wait for the white card. That's the most important part, right?
Yeah, so it was white. Okay, well, at least she's got some points. Maybe she'll come and talk to us.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Daryl. Yeah, I'll catch up with you again later. Need Peter to come back so I can put a t-shirt on.
Okay, so up next, we have Xinshan. I didn't see what happened with Pat. I think she came up early, did she? Usually when Pat comes up laughing, it means she's given up on the dive. And then Tracy's dive, 179, but there was an issue with the start. The speaker didn't play the 2 minutes or the 130, so she's considering whether or not she goes again, like Darrow did yesterday.
1 minute more, less than 1 minute.
So Xinshan with about nearly 30 seconds to go. He's doing no fins. I'm sure he has a national record. I'm not sure where at.
Give it to me, Joe. It's not line A, is it? It's line B, isn't it?
I don't know what they meant.
Is it line A?
B.
Xinshan really packs a lot. I'm not sure if he still does it, but he used to not really take a full breath. He would take like an 80% breath and then just do the rest of packing. Found it more relaxing. I don't know if that's a technique he still uses. I get that. Can I see the other tabs? So yesterday, Fu did no fins as well, right? Did a 157. So he's repeating the same discipline as well today. Touching the wall at 50. I mean, he's been training no fins a lot. The fact that he's doing it 2 days in a row, I guess, means he wasn't happy with the result yesterday. Because he's got more. He crosses 75 meters. Doing his usual double kick, single pull. You can see as he finishes his arm pull there, it's a good shot. You can see how he just raises his head slightly. And it's just to keep himself up a little bit in the water. I guess the arm pull kind of pulls him down and he raises his head just to move his body back up a little. Tucks it down again as he puts his arms back in the arrow. switching to single kick now. He's speeding up. And crossing the 125. Not doing huge glides today. So quite a large number of strokes. This is coming now up to 150, and he does this all the time in training. This would be an average training dive for him, submax 150. So, yep, making a turn here. So came up around here yesterday. And really not much gliding now. A lot of kicking and pulling. It comes up a little bit further than yesterday, right in front of us here in the commentary. He looks fine. Easy service protocol. Just a bit out of depth there, I think. So with no fins on, just maybe having to work a little bit to keep upright. But no problem with his focus or hypoxia. Clean surface protocol. I'm sure that's going to be a white card. And yeah, that's a white card. And down at the other end, Claire has already been given her 2 minutes to official top. 1:30 now. Today she's doing dynamic. She's going to be using her bifins. Yesterday she did DNF 118 meters. So switching to bifins today, but under the dynamic discipline, not the bifins discipline. And her PB in dynamic or competition best is 174. It's actually below her bifins, which is 182. So she has the national record, or she has the national record in all 4 pool disciplines. And in bifins, it's 182. Dynamic is 174. As I say, she's doing it with her bifins, so we know that she can do 182 with her bifins. So we'll see what she can do today. Anything above 174 would be a national record in this discipline. Finishing her last breath right at the official top and starts her packing. Gets down at +6. So not a lot of packing there, just a few packs. So you see her speed there, roughly 1 meter a second. She's reaching the wall at 50. There's a turn without much glide, starts kicking almost immediately after the turn. But I'm not sure it's been mentioned by anyone else, but the walls here at this pool are actually a little bit sticky with bifins. If you get the fin or the foot pocket flat against the wall when you push off, it kind of sucks on the fin and sticks the fin a little bit to the wall, which can tug you backwards and can be hard to get a good push off glide off the wall. So it's partly why you might see athletes not getting a great shove off the wall. But there's ways around it, like trying to push with just your toes or just your heels. But can be a little bit distracting. She turns at 100 and is really picking up the pace now. Up to 1.1 meters a second. She crosses 125. Slowing down a bit now, relaxing. Maybe that was the fast section, maybe was where she was feeling the most stress from the CO2, that urge to speed up, but she's got control again. Has lowered the pace, nice and relaxed pace. She touches the wall at 150. Kicks off and starts kicking again immediately. So not much glide off the wall. She's approaching at 165 now. Coming up for the 175, which would be already a national record now. And coming up. Looks pretty clean, just steadily taking her time over the surface protocol. Yeah, everything nice and clean, really clear, coordinated movements, nose clip, goggles, sign, and then I'm okay. No shake, and looked like she was fully present the whole time. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a white card. And that's a national record by a few meters. 174 was her current record, and can't see exactly where that is, but it looks to me to be 176. So just edging her own record a little bit further out. And yeah, a white card as expected. Up next, we have Cecilia, who is doing dynamic no fins. And Cecilia yesterday did static twice. In the morning, a bit of a shorter hold, and then in the afternoon session, longer hold.
That's pretty good photo.
Yeah, in the afternoon, a longer hold, like closer to her PB, not quite at her PB, but close. So she's switching to dynamic today. Static and no fins generally complement each other pretty well. To do no fins, you have to have the ability to relax a little bit more than the other dynamic disciplines. There's a lot of gliding involved, a lot of doing nothing. So in that way, it's kind of similar to a static, and it's doesn't quite have the same kind of muscle endurance component that you might get, say, in bifins, where the same muscles are constantly working. With no fins, you're switching the work between your arms and your legs. So lactic's generally not such a problem for most athletes on no fins. You see Cecilia start her dive at about +2 seconds. So yeah, because no fins doesn't have quite that same kind of athletic component as maybe like bifins or monofin, or mostly bifins, then it complements pretty well with static training. So Cecilia's been doing a lot of static, She might also be in good form for no fins. She doesn't actually have a no fins competition result yet. I've seen her do around 50 in training. I think it's a discipline that she's just kind of restarted training recently. I mean, Cecilia's not really been diving that long, and no fins is the one that it's a discipline that has the most technique and skill involved in it, and so it's the one that really takes, I guess, the longest to master from that perspective. So as someone who's not been freediving long, she's not had a lot of time to focus on it. She does have a really good breath hold, so we'll see how that converts for her to no fins. She turns at 50. Actually, wait, she's done a lot more than 50. What am I talking about? I think she did 100 in training the other day. Yeah, I think I saw her do 100.
It's turned off, right?
Which was a big jump up from her, I think, from her previous PB. So we'll see how close she gets to that today. She's going past now, coming up to 75 meters. Still nice and slow, like not rushing. Just nice, steady pace.
A good breath also.
Yeah, exactly. Taking advantage of a long static hold. They're just taking this dive nice and steady and relaxed. She's crossed there at 85 meters. And coming in towards the wall at 100. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 100 is her PB, at least around there. Let's see if she comes up here or makes a turn. She's making a turn. But coming up pretty soon after. Bit of a shake. She's focusing on her goggles first. She needs to show the sign. Okay. So that was a bit of a close one. Nose tip and goggles came off first, and then hands around her face. I'm not sure if she touched her face. If an athlete goes back and touches their goggles again, or touches their face where their goggles were, then that can be a red card if the judges decide it's not a face wipe. Reason being is something. Oh, she's got given a white. Excellent. So yeah, she didn't touch her face, so it all worked out.
I've tried to do my proper warm up.
Yeah, if an athlete's so hypoxic that they're not aware whether or not they've removed their goggles or not, they could go back and start trying to grab back at the goggles, and the judges will give that a red. But she didn't look like she was doing that, but her hands looked kind of dangerously close to her face, just kind of like clenched either side of her head. So a good result from her. I think that's a PB, and that's her first competition result for no fins. She's looks very pleased.
No, that's yeah.
Next up, we have Lenchun from Malaysia.
It's going to be more like I think straight at the camera. It's all about design.
So, yeah, Lenchun is based here in Singapore. I'm not sure which club he trains with.
Apnea 42.
Trains it with Apnea 42, I'm being told. And today is doing dynamic bifins. And his Oh, he doesn't actually have a competition result for. Oh no, sorry, he's doing dynamic, not dynamic bifins. He's doing dynamic, but wearing bifins, and his dynamic competition best is 100 meters.
And then quickly push. Try and do it with the other. You have to do it to both the bar and
10 seconds left.
On this one.
Taking his last breath and packing.
Yeah.
He went down right at the official top there. It was pretty close. Can't tell. It almost seemed like it might have been a second early, but I couldn't really tell from this distance. We'll see. So he's going at a fair pace, 1.2 meters a second. Giving the safeties a bit of a workout. Turning at 50. A lot of divers tend to go a little bit faster, especially in the first 50 in a competition. It's just the adrenaline, the nerves, just resulting in a bit more power being put into the legs. And it might seem that you're going the same speed as normal, but actually you're going faster. I know he's really going 1.4 meters a second. All the safeties sprinting after him.
it's a Superman position.
So safety's not really catching up. He's coming into a wall at 100 with his arms by his side. And he is up at 100. And he's okay. He looked pretty good there. He's shaking his head. Maybe a little bit short of what he was hoping. I mean, he definitely looked like he had a lot of oxygen left. I feel like maybe at that speed, he might have had quite a lot of lactic. It was a very fast finish. So probably potentially just kind of feeling tired and unsure as to whether to turn. But yeah, easy finish, easy surface protocol for him in the end. And equal his previous competition best. I don't know how that compares to his PB.
Did we get enough one for Cecilia yet?
No.
Not for Cecilia?
No.
And up next, we have Afiza, who we saw yesterday.
Yeah, try and change your speed and try refresh.
Yesterday, Afiza was doing static, and she did a 4:30 in the first session.
Yeah.
And didn't do the second section, or the second OT of static, just the one OT. And today he's doing dynamic bifins. So the official results there for the last two dives. See Len Chun with 100 meters with white card, and Cecilia with 105 meters no fins with white card. And confirmation of Claire's there as well, the national record at 176, and Fu's at 162 no fins. So a little further than he did yesterday. Fiza's O2 is in 2 and a bit minutes. Refusing interviews today.
Fine.
Fine. All right, so we're joined here by Pat. What happened on your dive, Pat? Looked like you came up.
Talk about it.
Don't want to talk about it.
Okay, no, nah.
Okay. Give up.
I want to soak in front of the camera.
Soak.
You don't soak.
It was pancakes and pizza.
No.
Okay, so what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm thinking about it. So probably DNF or DNS.
What did you do today? I didn't see. Was it both?
Yeah, I know.
Just adjusting the buoyancy.
And
I
I
don't.
felt embarrassed, but then after that, I felt even more embarrassed coming up before even 150
Do you know what?
meters.
I think a lot of the time that just stays in your wetsuit. I don't think people can see it. And if
I-
they do, they just think it's this air escaping off
I
the
came up
turn.
and I asked Sing Chun. I said, "Did you see?" Then
Yeah.
she said, "Yes."
Okay.
Then I said, "Wait, do you know what I'm talking about? Did you see?"
I did when you
You-
started.
No, it was at the 100 turn.
Fiza's just getting her
Yeah.
countdown. 5 seconds.
Okay, let's see what Afiza's gonna do. More than 120.
You know, if she's been training a lot, do you know?
She's quiet even on social media and in real life. I think she does. Yeah. She's really chill. Oh, she's doing a glide
Yeah,
as well.
glides in with the kicks.
Four,
Yeah, really.
5, oh, 6.
Well, maybe it was just one glide. Just trying to settle herself, maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Sometimes. Oh, there we go, another one. Okay, so some occasional glides thrown in.
When she feels like it.
Yeah, maybe. Sometimes I take a bit of a pause on my dives when I feel a bit too much bodily tension, and I just want to kind of like ease it out. Either just slow down or relax for a second before you start kicking again. Maybe it's something like that.
I like the pattern. I wouldn't want to just anyhow glide.
Like a yeah. Look like floor touch on the turn there, but like before the turn. So
I don't think floor touch was mentioned in the rules in this comp during the comp briefing.
maybe from my angle I can see if it actually
I
touched the
think
floor.
if
But
she touched at the turn, is fine.
okay. She's speeding up a bit now.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. You can see the safety's having to kick a bit harder. And she's reaching out one hand. Just like she's kind of like wants to get to that 100.
I think she did 150 meters before in a
Okay.
previous comp, like a few years back. No. Alamak.
Yeah.
She's fresh lah. No need to shout so loud.
Yeah. Yeah, she seemed to rush a little bit towards the wall there, like kind of stretching out one hand, kind of.
Huh?
Yeah, I think she thought she was closer than she was for that turn. And I think maybe if that's less than what she normally does, maybe that's like slightly disconcerting when you expect to be near the wall and you discover that you're not. That can kind of snap you out of your relaxed mind state a little bit.
Yeah, yes.
That could be why she's done a little bit less than her best. But we don't know how much she's been training, so
Yeah, I don't know.
she looks happy enough. Yeah. So
Good job, Afiza.
yeah, her
Eh,
Bifin's best is 150.
yeah, she's done 100, but it was a couple of years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what she's doing in training now. So
This one she registered as a dynamic, and I think that's actually her. She doesn't have a dynamic previously, so that is now her first and best dynamic dive. And then up next we have. Who do we have? Tiam.
Tiam, I'm so sorry. I think Afiza and Tiam trains together.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I see their Instagram stories. They do static and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I think yesterday didn't do static. I think he did static yesterday, right? Yeah, and got a 5 minutes.
Oh.
I think was that it? Did he have quite a big samba yesterday? I've seen so many dives, I can't remember which or which.
Maybe.
But I feel like he had like a bit of a struggle, but recovered well. So see what he's got today. And
Don't go, where you go?
I don't know, I'm just standing up to see. Yeah, he's actually using a monofin. So a lot of divers are doing dynamic, but with bifins.
Hmm.
He is using a monofin.
It's psychologically harder to do DNFs or do it on the first day. Is that why there were so many DNFs yesterday as compared and today monofilling?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. You think it's psychologically harder? Sometimes I think maybe it's easier because it's shorter. You just think, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do roughly 100 me anyway. Less to like visualize, less to plan through.
Right, right. Tiam. Wow.
So you're going back to no fins tomorrow, is it?
I think so. Yeah. I'm coaching Flo again in the morning
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, big responsibility that.
I think I was more nervous about that than my actual dive.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Tell us about the coaching. What instructions did he give you?
His instructions were actually very simple. And I suppose I listened to the feed yesterday, and when he was talking, he said like the more experienced you are, the less the coaching you require during your dive. And
Yeah.
it's very true because for Tom as well, we don't give any words of encouragement. Whereas for me, it's like, okay, Pat, you're almost there. Nice soothing voice. Bring one arm up, one arm down. That's 15 seconds. Good job. Well done, Pat.
I think seeing as you're tuning in on the static live, you should do static tomorrow.
I don't know if you can hear Tom, but he recommended me to do static tomorrow. No, thank you. Okay,
Okay,
Itian,
so
let's go.
starting his.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, look at that. Oh,
Good technique there. Good
very
upper body, like not moving. Very powerful kicks.
powerful.
Really giving it some. You see the speed there, 1.25 meters a second, so decently fast.
Whoa.
Coming into the wall at 50. Nice smooth turn. So he also does not have a bifins dive, sorry, a dynamic dive registered, but his best bifins is 158. So I expect we'd see something around there or more.
Just stop. No. Just read it.
Okay, 100 meters.
Yeah, coming in 100. I made that 38 seconds for the 50. So a good fast pace.
Oh, the underwater camera is beautiful. You can see the whole
Right.
technique there. Very nice. Okay.
So crossing 125 now. Still very fast. The judge is having to skip along to keep up with him. Still putting some glides in. So not sprinting yet, but really big, powerful kicks.
Yeah.
Coming into the wall at 150.
Oh.
And he's up.
Yeah.
And across the lane.
Is it?
And he's got it in time, I think. Yeah. That was it's always a bit of a struggle to come up on one side of the lane and then cross the lane to try and face the judges like that. It's usually best just to kind of like come up in one spot rather than trying to maneuver yourself across the lane to face the judges. I think he's probably got a white there. Yeah, excellent. And probably, so yeah, as a competition best for him because he doesn't have one previously, but yeah, big solid dive there. Very fast as well. Joined here by Tracy again.
Hi, everyone.
Are you going to redo your dive?
I have not decided yet.
So Tracy appealed, and the appeal was successful because there was no the countdown wasn't given properly. There was no 2 minutes and 1:30 countdown.
Yes, I mean, my coach, Pete, he did tell me it was 2 minutes. He told me, yeah, total time.
Yeah,
But then,
I didn't know it was
like,
1:30. I was like, probably roughly 1:30 now.
yeah, I figured it's like, that is not 1:30, I think.
Yeah. So you got a chance to do it again at the end, like Daryl did yesterday. Are you gonna do that?
The thing is, it's pretty hard to actually get there mentally again. You've done all the preparation and then you're gonna try and do it again. That's a lot more effort.
Why not just don't get there mentally? Just take it like a club dive, just a training dive.
That is true.
See how it goes.
Yes, but I want to discuss, how do you win this comp? Is it counted as 2 disciplines or 3 disciplines together?
I just do commentary, Trace. I don't
Yes,
do
I should ask Tom, right?
I only repeat what Tom tells me. Tom, there's a question about points. Is it? Tom's run away. He didn't want to face questioning. Next up we have Michael Cow. Michael trains with us at Zen Freediving. He's also not been diving a long time. Michael's a very, very experienced scuba diver. Does all kinds of crazy 4 or 5 hour scuba dives.
Yes, it's crazy.
And has been doing freediving for a few years now. His competition best is 162 with bifins, which is what he's doing today. So we'll see. But Tracy's question was, how are you doing the competition results? Is it on two out of 3?
Yeah, so there's 3 days, but because we know that not everyone can compete for all 3 days, we're adding up points for 2 different disciplines. That means if people have to work on Monday, tomorrow, then they can still be in the running. But they do have to be different. So you can't do, if you do dynamic and dynamic, then you'll just get the best, you just get one set of results. You won't get them added together.
Yeah.
And we're using AIDA points multiplied by a coefficient of the distance. So bifins, you get slightly more points than you do for a dynamic dive of the same distance.
Yeah.
Just because the world record isn't quite as long.
If you're doing 1040 in static, though, you don't really need to do 2 disciplines. So you just do the one.
I don't think that gets you enough points, to be honest.
To beat Dimitri, yeah, maybe. So what are you gonna do, Trace?
Let's decide later. Let's
Michael's-
watch Michael's dive.
Michael's taking his last breath. And starts at +3.
So Michael has converted to short fins. So he's done, so he normally would have a goal for himself before buying new equipment or new gears.
So did he have long fins before?
So before, he's done 150 with just silicone fins. And that's when he decided to buy a Molchanov's fiberglass fin. And he didn't like that.
Oh.
It's just, I guess, a different kind of style of finning. So
Yeah.
I think recently he's converted back to a shorter fin.
Okay, so he's going to get to 200 with the silicone before he buys some carbon, is it?
Exactly.
All right, well.
Good goal, though.
Yeah, okay.
Just touched 150 there.
So the 162 he did in comp, do you know if he did that with short fins?
Yes,
or?
short fin.
Wow, that's impressive.
And short plastic fin.
Yeah. So not even the silicone.
Sorry, silicone fins.
Right? Yeah. As opposed to short carbon. Yeah. So obviously, not a super high pace because you can't generate that much speed with those fins. But if you see the finning there on the underwater camera, nice and symmetrical kicks, fins breaking both ways, up and down. So he's getting power on both directions. And I made that about a 45, 46 seconds for the 50. So by no means slow, just not as quick as some of the speeds we've seen with people in the long carbon fins. Coming up to 125. Looking very nice and composed still. Finning still same pace and same shape. Still nice and symmetrical, nice straight legs, nice steady pace. So he comes into 150 wall for touch. I made about 44 seconds for that. So speeding up slightly, but not a ton.
I think that is his PB for the carbon fins.
Oh, okay. So he's done longer with the silicon.
Yes.
He's now coming up to 165. Oh, and he's stopped underwater.
Mm.
That was sudden.
Oh.
See that coming.
I also did not see that coming. That was fast.
Yeah. So hypoxia hit him pretty quickly there. And the safeties have got him. He seems to be coming back round. Yeah.
And he's back.
He's back. So, I mean, we were slightly, couldn't really see very well with the lane rope, like obscuring the view there. He looked pretty good coming into the turn. Nice and steady, wasn't speeding up. But perhaps just like lacking a little bit of focus and didn't notice the hypoxia kicking in. Because he didn't really make any kind of attempt to surface. Just kind of like steadily went down. But it did seem to come on really quick because
it was
after the turn, his technique still looked good from what we could see, which wasn't a lot with the lane rope in the way of the camera.
Yeah, I think it's just his arm started to give, and that was it. That was quick.
Yeah, it was. But you know, these things happen when you're pushing yourself to the max in competition, and he's all right now. Safeties did a good job there of getting him up to the surface very quickly afterwards.
Yeah, one factor is actually when you're a bit nervous, you sometimes breathe more.
Yeah.
And hyperventilation with dynamic is not really a good idea.
Yeah, like before the dive, sometimes the adrenaline just causes you to take like larger lungfuls in and out, and so you can be over breathing versus what you were doing in training without really noticing, and that can cause like a less strong dive reflex, and then the hypoxia to occur a little bit quicker and maybe earlier than you expected. But I mean, that was longer than his previous competition dive, and I guess around his PB. So it was coming up at like the 165 there.
Yes.
So pretty long dive for him. So obviously like around his max. His previous competition best is 162, so longer than that. But a red card. That's the only red card of the dynamic section, actually. So really good results all around. We can see there the official results. Haven't quite got the official distance yet for Yoong. But that was pretty obviously 150 because he came up with all. Otherwise, there's the results from the dynamic. Yeah, good dives all around.
And we actually have a national record, Ronaldo.
Oh, was it? I didn't get to commentate on that. So yeah, 193, big dive for him. Do you know what that's up from his previous?
190 previously.
Is that his national record?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's his national.
So added 3 meters to his own national record. It's a really good result. I mean, I think you compare that to his bifins yesterday, where he came up at like around the 150, doing arm strokes because his legs had given out. So he's clearly been doing a lot more
dynamic training.
He's been doing a lot more of the dynamic side of things rather than the bifins. He didn't really seem to have a problem with any lactic today. So yeah, good results. So I think we're taking a break there. Okay, so there's round 2 of the static, but whilst everyone had the option of taking a second O2, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like only one person has actually taken us up on that opportunity. It sounded like Michelle's the only person who's going to go again for the static. I don't think she was so happy with how everything went for hers this morning. She said she was a bit too hot. Warm-ups didn't go right. David dropped a weight on her when she didn't want it. Something like that. She couldn't hear the countdown. And yeah, so maybe not as relaxed as she could have been, but then also just a little bit tricky with the surface protocol. I think it went over 15 seconds. She said the judges are going to review it, but I haven't heard that they overturned it. So I guess it stayed as a red. She's going to go again. But I think everyone else had pretty long dives this morning. I think everyone did better than they did yesterday, I think. Or some people who didn't dive yesterday. Although I would have thought,
Do you have the results for the static?
it's not really.
Okay.
Okay, so we're leaving now, and we're going to come back with the static. Oh, and thanks to our sponsors who are here on the screen. As you can see, Phoenix Rehab, Prussian Blue, Rugby, Ocean Hugs, GetECstatic, Barbarian. What does it say? I can't read it. Sorry. Barbarian Nose Clips. Yep. Lazy Fish and Freedive with Pat. So yeah, thanks to everybody who's sponsored.
Yeah,
And
so thank you for watching. The next static will commence beyond 1:10 p.m. 1:10 p.m. Yeah, that's right. So we'll update on who's going once we get the stream started. Thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. I bring to you Pete and Pat.
Thanks very much. So welcome back. I have to correct what I said at the end of the last one, that there's only one person doing static. There's loads of people doing static. I must have misheard someone.
This is the one comp that there's so many static lovers.
Yeah, it's like the vertical blue of static. As many static dives as you want over 3 days. So the order is going to be the same as this morning, but I think with some athletes probably not doing a second dive. So in the first heat, we have Fitri, Florian, and Jean-Noel again. Jean-Noel was, yeah, his dive was a bit shorter than what he'd normally do. So I think we're hoping for better. I spoke to him. He said his contractions started at 2 minutes, which is early for him. So yeah, just like not super comfortable, not a great dive. And so he kind of aborted that one early. Florian, I don't know what he's going to do on this one, actually. Is he trying a no warm-up on this dive, or was he talking about tomorrow when he said that?
Well, I don't know, actually.
Warm up tomorrow, for sure.
Yeah, so he was talking about doing less of a warm-up this morning, and that's how he managed to get that massive 10:40.
But he did one.
He did one.
Yeah, less, right?
Yeah, less than
'cause
yesterday.
Before. Yeah, and so he was considering maybe doing a no warm-up. I don't know if that's now or if he's going to try that tomorrow. But I doubt he's going to, I don't know. I doubt he's going to do better than earlier, but then that's what I thought yesterday, and he did better in the second dive. So anything could happen there. And then Fitri is also going again.
2 minutes.
So yeah, athletes just getting their 2 minutes to OT. Fitri this morning did 5:21, which was better than her first dive yesterday.
And it's also her personal best and comp best, of course.
Yeah, nice. And yesterday afternoon session, her hold was like a minute shorter. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen there, whether or not she's going to take it a bit easy or if she's trying again. Doing like 2 PBs in a day is challenging, I would say, but we'll see. I don't know if she's treating this just as a fully static comp, because she did static yesterday and some decent dives, and then static again today with some better dive. So yeah, we'll see if she's actually going to do any other disciplines. She's a pretty well-rounded diver. Usually does a lot of dynamic stuff. So yeah, interesting to see.
Usually about 150 and a turn for dynamic, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was the 130 to go there. And, it's getting pretty warm now.
Don't jinx it.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean it's going to? Yeah.
I still have one more day.
Yeah, true. But it's 1 p.m. here, so it's been sunny all day, so it's pretty warm. I don't think that makes things much better for the athletes. Yeah, 30 seconds to go to OT. You can see Florian is already taking his last breath and started packing. It's a lot of packing.
I think he does about 25 or 27. He said he did more on another day, but okay, well, something like that.
Yeah, he takes some pauses. Makes me think the stream's frozen, but then carries on. So that's the OT. And Jean-Noel's down, Fitri is down, and Florian's down at like 8 or 9 seconds.
Yeah. He takes a while to bring his arms down.
Yeah, just easing his way in. Yeah, I feel like sometimes moving slowly is kind of nice. You just don't. If you move too quickly, you can find your body kind of tenses trying to like stabilize yourself. You just make sure you move slowly into the water. Then you don't get that kind of just instinctive kind of like tensioning of your core to stabilize yourself. Fitri again going with the noodle around her feet. Always manages to roll and keep it under her feet.
She needs to remember to take it off before she stands up.
Yeah. Got Ronaldo coaching her there. with the umbrella just for a bit of shade. And none of the pool is shaded now, so all the athletes in the sun. There's a bit of cloud coming and going, so it's not like super direct sunlight.
The sky looks very Simpsons, actually. No?
What do you mean?
Simpsons. The Simpsons.
Like the start, the opening. I see. Yeah.
Is that right? That one?
That's the right one. Yeah. Yeah, we actually had some a lot of birds flying around here yesterday as well during the competition. We had some eagles, we had some hornbills. Oh,
Yes.
you know, never any cameras focused that way. It's not an ornithology show. So we'll keep it focused on the pool. That's some scuba divers training in the background there. There's no one cheating by huffing O2. Free dive. Okay, so athletes all coming up on 2 minutes. And obviously everyone looking pretty chill still. As we know, Fitri and Jean can both do like over 5 minutes. So not much going on for either of them at this point. Yeah, and yesterday, Florian told us that he wasn't going to go over 9 minutes in his second dive, and then did like a 9:55, which was better than his first dive. So on this one, I think he plans to probably take it easy again, but I'm not sure if he's experimenting with a no warm-up. But again, we'll see what happens. I'm sure if things are feeling good, he'll push on. But I don't know whether or not anyone's able to push on above what he did this morning, 10:41.
I think there was in a story he posted on Instagram that he did like a few 10 minutes in a row. Did you see that?
I didn't.
I don't know if I got that right now, but
Oh, you mean so in training he's done
In
like
training.
multiple 10s?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's definitely capable then. I mean, Florian's always holding his breath, right? It's just us crazy training sets.
or fun. It looks fun. He
Yeah.
goes down and moonwalks around, gymnastics underwater.
Yeah, definitely. Him and his crew like have this kind of they do the kind of the same kind of static training everyone else does, but then they try and mix in just kind of like entertaining holds, just to help
Training.
distract themselves. Yeah, exactly. Which definitely all helps, right? I think a lot of freedivers have experienced how you go on holiday and you do a bunch of like just fun dives and snorkeling, and somehow actually, you've improved your diving. So Jean-Noel there just touching the wall at 4 minutes. I think he did that this morning as well, just a bit of a stretch. Maybe he's strong sensations of contractions, but then you just release the wall again and just trying to find that relaxed state again. And he's reaching the wall again. So yeah, this is similar so far to his dive this morning, but longer, right? Actually, yeah, so he was already up at 4:17, his first hold this morning. So already an extra 30 seconds. And Fitri's also making her way to the wall at 4:50, taking her feet off of her noodle and putting her feet down at the same time as Jean-Noel's put his feet down and put it back up again. And Fitri's up at 5 minutes, bang on 5 minutes. And Jean-Noel also putting his feet back down again, but very, very slowly. Like you can't decide if he's going to come up or not by moving his feet up and down. He's at 5:20, so over a minute longer than he did this morning, and he's up. I think that's about 5:25, and that looked like a clean service protocol. Fitri looked like very clean on her exit. I wasn't watching, I was distracted by Jean's dive, but yeah, she's got a white card. Yeah, good dive from her. Like not as much as she did this morning, but more than she had done previously in a competition before coming here this weekend. So like a good solid dive from her. So not pushing it like this morning. But yeah, really good, like backing up of the dive she did earlier on this morning. Yeah, her previous best before this competition was 4:45. So yeah, nice long dive for her. And just Jean-Noel just waiting for the judges' card still.
And Florian still looks very still.
Yeah, Florian's barely moved. 6:30.
Some contractions.
Looks like the judges are deliberating for Jean-Noel's dive, so looks like it might not be a white. Not sure what's happening there, but it doesn't look as if he's been awarded a white card, so he's either a red or a yellow. So we switch now to Florian, still motionless at 7 minutes. I didn't see what was wrong with Jean-Noel's dive. Maybe it was a touch from the coach, I'm not sure. Florian coming up to 7:45. Still no movement. I mean, Florian doesn't really move at all much until he's kind of making his exit. A lot of other people grab the wall, stretch a bit, maybe kind of play around, like holding the wall and rolling themselves forward and backwards. It's Aaron. But yeah, Florian just floats until he's ready to kind of move towards the exit, which is what he's doing now. He's putting his hands up. Yeah, so he's definitely not pushing on this one. It's 8:20. Coming up for 8:30. This looks like it'll be a sub 9-minute hold.
Is he using
mask? Looks like goggles and a nose clip. Yeah.
He was saying this morning that the mask was better for him.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so he's up and looking very controlled, just very slowly. Oh, he's not taking his nose dip off there. It's a red card. Well, I feel like that was just because maybe he wasn't focused because he wasn't, trying so hard. Sometimes just
Yeah.
when you're a bit too relaxed, you just kind of forget. Whereas when you're pushing for a PB, you're really focused and focused hard on the service protocol. So yeah, just a little bit of a slip of concentration there. It's probably got him a red card, but he obviously looked fully in control there. But I guess also, yeah, like when you're hypoxic, your coach is shouting you instructions. When you look kind of nice and relaxed like that,
Yeah.
maybe the.
I wouldn't be surprised if after the mammoth hold this morning, he's pretty fatigued and desaturated and full of oxidative stress and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if hypoxia crept in a little bit earlier as well.
But yeah, definitely no samba or anything, but I think that's going to be a red for him.
Yeah. But also because he was using a mask this morning, and that's just one movement to remove the mask. And this time he removed the goggles.
Okay.
And forgot the nose clip.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, I think people sometimes make that mistake switching from depth to pool as well. A lot of people just wear a nose clip in depth, right? And then when they get back to the pool, they've got goggles on, they can just remove the nose clip and sign, forgetting to remove the goggles. So it's a red card for Florian.
It's okay.
And I don't know if we've seen the official result for Jean-Noel yet. What happened there?
What is RC?
Red card.
Okay, so. We don't done any sponsors advertising.
You can do a pitch for your own. So thanks, Pat, for prompting. So here's again a reminder of our sponsors. So thanks to everyone you see here on screen, Phoenix Rehab, Prussian Blue, who supplied some fins for the 2 pairs of fins, is it, for the overall winner for men's and women's. Rugby, who do protein shakes, and Ocean Hugs, GetECstatic, who are sponsoring the media, Freedive with Pat, who's sat right here. Tell us about that, Pat. Freediving with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Freedive with Pat. Pat organizes trips to lovely places in Indonesia.
I think this one's going to be more like discovery courses.
Okay, so yeah, I think the prize.
You can give to your friends who might be interested in freediving.
Yeah, so yeah, Pat sponsored some free discovery classes. Lazy Fish, I'm not sure what they have provided.
Lazy Fish has a whole range of products, and I think, you know, I've never seen a freediving company, apparel company. They have like fashion, what's it called, when the models walk down the thing?
A catwalk.
Yeah.
Fashion show.
Fashion show. They have fashion show.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, and Barbarian does nose clips. Some lovely wooden nose clips that are going to be given away as prizes, but also available for purchase. So you can see the official results there. Fitri, the only person from that round with a white card. So yeah, Jean-Noel has been given a DQ touch, it looks like, which means his coach will have touched him after he surfaced. Usually what happens there is they'll review it to see whether or not it was a supportive touch. Because if it doesn't support the athlete, then generally it's not an issue. But I think what usually happens is a red card's given and then they review it to see whether or not it was supportive or just touching. Because you know, if you're putting a heavy hand on the athlete's back, you're actually making it harder for them to get up. But if you're putting your hand under their armpit and holding them up, obviously that's a red card. So we'll see whether or not that gets overturned. I mean, it didn't look like he needed any support, so it was just an accident, right, by the coach. Like, these things happen. Happened to me in competition before as well. So yeah. So you can see the next round of athletes getting warmed up, ready for their dives. In the next round, we had Tomas this morning, but obviously he's more than happy with his new national record, and so he's gone home. He won't be competing again today, and he's not competing tomorrow either because he'll be working. So he got a red yesterday, but excellent national record and white card in his static today. So where it says Christian Tomas is actually Michelle getting warmed up ready for the next OT. If there's no diver in front of you, you can just get warmed up in the dive in the competition zone, which is nice. You don't have to move through the transition zone from the warm-up zone, so you can kind of stay a bit more relaxed. And then
Can I just interrupt you for a second, Pete?
Yeah.
What happened to Michelle this morning? I was warming up when she
yeah, so I've
did
mentioned
her
it a couple of times, but it was over time. So she came up and took her face gear off, and then had a bit of a shake and quite a long time to recover. And then she did the OK sign, and yeah, apparently it was just over 15 seconds.
was it? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine.
But oh, really? Oh, okay, right. So
They reviewed it on the video. Okay, that's
Right,
great.
right.
Good news, good news.
So yeah, I hadn't seen if there'd been an overturning of that. They said they were going to review it. It was like 14.9, so that was a white. But she actually, when I asked her how the dive was, rather than talking about that, she went straight to how she wasn't that happy with the warm up. She was too hot. She had to take her wetsuit off, I think, during her warm up holds. There's part of her warm up is an FRC dive where she sinks to the bottom, and I think she either does or doesn't like a weight to be put on her for some of those, and David got that part of it wrong, so that annoyed her while she was underwater.
So
It's always-
husbands, basically.
Yeah. It's always the problem with statics is that if your coach is doing something you don't like, obviously you can't communicate that fact because you just have to try and remember it for after. And there was one other thing I think. Oh, she said she didn't hear the start so well because that end of the pool is quite a long way from the speaker, so she wasn't sure if that was her start or not. So yeah, overall, I think she feels like she can do better. So
What was
she's
the
gonna.
time for that one?
I think, what was it? 5 something, 5:30 something. Let me see it. 5:36.
5:36. Okay,
Yeah.
it's still quite close to a comp PB.
Yeah, absolutely. Decently long time.
Okay, I'm going to leave you and go and hyperventilate for a few minutes.
Okay, have fun. Yeah. So Tom's OT is in 35 minutes. No, more than
43 minutes.
43 minutes, but he's starting his warm-ups now. As we all know, he has pretty long warm-up. Costume change.
I'm gonna coach him later.
Okay. And yeah, so I don't know if Luis is going again. I think he is. I haven't seen him warming up. And Benoit is going again as well. Oh yeah, so you can see Luis in the lane there now. So he obviously had a big push today in the morning. Fairly heavy samba. Some good coaching. He was instructed by his coach to come up. The surface protocol was going okay, and then suddenly, blood pressure drop and a bit of a shake. But just managed to recover it without making any mistakes in the surface protocol. So got himself a white card. I feel like it might be hard for him to improve on that in the second dive of the day, given how much of a push that was this morning. But we'll see how he does. And then Benoit, I spoke to him after his dive. So he did yesterday. He did a 850. This morning he did an 857, and he said it felt harder than yesterday because the first minute he was a bit nervous. He wanted to get the 9 minutes, and because he knew from yesterday that he was on form for it, there's a possibility that he kind of felt maybe a bit of pressure to actually get there. So always with freediving, when you want something, it makes it a little bit hard to get it. You add a bit of pressure to yourself, and he felt like his heart. He said he could really feel his heart rate in the first minute of the hold. So he's going again now. I asked him what was the plan, and he said just going to try something a bit different. He's taking his wetsuit off so he can pack a bit more, so a bit more less compression on his chest from the wetsuit. So hopefully he can squeeze a bit more air in.
Not too cold today.
Yeah, exactly. It's warmed up now versus this morning. It's really sunny, so wetsuit's not really necessary if you're just doing like a couple of warm-up holds.
I think even if you already did a long dive in the morning, this competition allows for 2 static in a day. It's just good to get in that calm experience with the countdown with the judge and getting your head into the thing. Whether or not you do a big dive or not,
Yeah, absolutely.
good opportunity.
And like you say, it allows you to experiment with trying different things out. Like he's trying something different here, right? No wetsuit, packing more, and see if that works for him. So he said the aim was to get to 8 minutes and then see how it is. So from the sounds of it, potentially he might be going for another long hold if it's good. So he definitely didn't say he was only taking it easy. Going to see how it progresses. So they both get down well at the start.
Do you think should I go?
So Pat's just heading off again to help out Tom with his warm-up. Tom's warm-up currently seems to be consisting of him just chilling out, listening to music. So what you're seeing there in screen A as a reminder is not Tomas. It's Michelle getting ready for her dive in the next heat. Yeah. So coming up for first minute. Can you just send someone over? Can you send someone over? Okay. Yeah, so Luis being coached by Bart again. He did such a good job of coaching him this morning. Luis in turn was coaching Bart. Not that Bart really needed any coaching. His surface protocol was done within a second of surfacing. And I can see to my right that Jean-Noel is handing over 50 Singaporean dollars to lodge a protest. So he's protesting the DQ touch that he got. I guess after reviewing the tape, I guess they think it was not a supported touch. So he's going to protest that. You have to pay up front, and if your protest is successful, you get your money back, and if it's not, you lose the money. And where does it go? No, no, it goes into the kitty for more food. Yeah, for the safeties. So we've got Ronaldo with us.
Hi everyone. How's everybody going?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
How was your dive?
Went well. Yeah. Not expected, but yeah, pretty happy with the result.
National record, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Is that PB as well?
PB as well. The previous PB was 2 years ago when I was in Jeju.
Oh wow, nice.
190.
Yeah.
Now adding 3 meters for the dive today.
Nice, excellent.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, we were commenting on your dive yesterday. We noticed that maybe you hadn't been doing so much bifins because it looked like you've got quite a lot of lactic. And
yeah. Not making an excuse here, but I think my the fin quality that I've been using, like downgrading, it's not as stiff as before and gives me a lot of lactic because I've been having this fin for 3 years. It's still a good fin though. It's just I feel the rubber is getting softer and like more flexible compared to like a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Right.
So time to get new bifin, I guess.
Yeah. Not responsive, right?
Not responsive enough. Yeah.
But
then for monofin is still well, and then today was pretty fresh as well. I feel good when I was waking up, and contraction came early, like before 50 even, but a very small one.
Right.
So
I'll just pause you there because it's like
sure.
Lewis is coming to the exit
no problem.
at 3:50 and 4 minutes. I think his time this morning was like 4:05, 4:07. So it looks like on for at least that today. Yeah. He's now going past 4:10. Bart's not shouting at him this time, so he's still down and he's up at 4:20 and a really strong, clean surface protocol. No messing around this time. But he's now blood pressure drops. Wow. And he's on the okay sign. So again, he leaves a very long break between like taking his face gear off and making the okay sign and saying okay, which like is risky because if you say anything during that period, you get a red. So potentially you want to like leave the face gear on until you're ready to do the whole thing. But sometimes you don't know, right? Sometimes your blood pressure drops like that, or
correct,
it just kicks in.
Correct.
But hopefully he's got a white there. That's massive effort from him there. 2 real maxes in the day. I think both of them were like as good as he could do at the time. Like both of them pushed to the limit. So we'll see if that was a white. That'd be an excellent result for him. Sorry, you were saying that your bifins look like they need to be relegated to training fins, right? You need to get some tighter ones for comps.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, for monofin it still works well, and the dive went well. Contraction came early. Not really lactic. Didn't really have like lactic, and then just continue on. Feel I could push to 200, but just it's okay.
You don't want to make your national record too far.
That's true.
National record, just add
That's
2 meters
true.
at a time.
And then when I went up, already like hypoxic, a bit blurry as well. So I think it's a good decision to come up.
Yeah, nice. So Lewis did get a white card there again. So a very similar service protocol to his first one. Goggles, nose clip off, bit of a shake, good recovery, and then a white card. And so it's looking back at, that's the wrong name on the screen there. That is not Tomas, that's Benoit. I think the time is about right though. So 6:20. The PB you see at the bottom of the screen there, 7:55, is from before this comp started. So as of this morning, it's now 8:50 something, 8:57 was it this morning? Yeah, 8:57 this morning. 8:50 yesterday, 8:57 this morning. And yeah, coming in now towards 7 minutes. You see he's rocking a bit there in the water. I guess that's from his contractions. As he links his hands together. And now he's getting some pretty active coaching from Florian. Pretty quiet for the first part of the dive, just giving him time updates. But now there's like a little bit more encouragement. I think he realizes this is a struggle phase for him. And maybe that's signaled by him linking his hands there. And Florian's giving him some bit of a pep talk. Yeah, just some bit of rocking backwards and forth. It's like some very strong contractions. It comes up to 7:30 and reaching towards the wall. So he told me he was going to go to 8 and then see how things felt. Seems to be checking his fingers, like running his, I can see on a different screen, running his thumb over his fingers just to check the sensations in his hand maybe. It's 8 minutes. And we saw this from him yesterday, like stretching out and then rocking backwards and forward just to kind of help keep himself focused. A lot of coaching here from Flo. And he's up at 8:15. And that looks like that's a white card. So it's a big dive. It's not as big as we saw from him first thing yesterday. It's more similar to the 8 minutes we saw him do yesterday afternoon. I think this morning took a lot out of him. Judging by how much he was rocking there and how much he was moving around towards the end, I don't think that was as comfortable even as his dive this morning. This morning he was pretty much motionless until he kind of made his exit. Today he seemed to be kind of struggling a little bit more, and you could see him rocking with the contractions, but really good result. 8:15, another very solid dive. Yeah, again, that was more than his competition best before he arrived here yesterday. I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with that. And he still has tomorrow, another 2 dives tomorrow. So I think he really wants that 9 minutes. See if he can get that in either of his dives tomorrow. Okay, so up next we have Michelle and Aaron, and that's it. Yeah, 2 for this heat. So I say this morning, Michelle initially got a red and it was overturned because her surface protocol was in 14.9 seconds. So initially it was given as a red card for being overtime, but they've reversed that and given her a white. But yeah, as we've mentioned before, there's a lot of things that she wasn't really happy with in the preparation for the dive and the dive itself. So I think she's hoping for better. So she's going to give that another go. And then Aaron did a 6:50 this morning. I don't know how happy he was with that. I haven't had a chance to speak to him. It was similar to his dive yesterday, and a little bit off of his personal best, which is a 7:30 for the national record. But someone was saying earlier that he's been ill. Yeah, I think Tomas was telling me he's been ill and he's recovering. Yesterday in the afternoon session, he took it more as a training dive. So we'll see if that's the case again today. I swap you out for Dimitri. Thanks. So saying goodbye to Ronaldo, and we're getting Dimitri in here for a chat. Thanks, Ronaldo. So Dimitri,
hello.
How are you doing?
All good.
2 big dives for you in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't know, did you already chat about your dive yesterday, or
No.
you didn't? Okay, so
Yep.
national record.
Yeah.
Not your first.
No.
And a personal best.
Yeah, personal best as well.
Where was it?
272.
272 with a monofin. Yeah, amazing. I was mentioning on the commentary that you've started training a little bit differently now. Since you got back from Japan, you were chatting to a bunch of the divers there from the other teams around the world and picking up some training tips. So you think it's been paying off?
I think so, yeah. Doing more long dives, doing just more intensive training overall, I think that helps. Yeah.
And then today with no fins, I see you're adding like a dolphin kick in. Is that something that's new as well?
Yeah, that's also something new. Since I haven't done that before Japan, before AIDA World Championships, so I started doing it after. First, like as a experiment, I guess. But then it felt natural, and I just kept it. I remember trying it like maybe a few years ago, and it didn't feel right. It was like a bit awkward, so I didn't continue with it. But now it felt good, and yeah, I think it gives me a bit of a acceleration for just before the arm stroke.
So is your overall speed quicker?
No, I think it's just the so when you do like an arm stroke and a leg kick, after the leg kick, you kind of like almost come to a complete stop
because you're having to reload the arm.
Yeah. So if you don't do if I just do like an arm stroke after the leg kick, then that means you kind of like starting from zero, you have to go from zero to like whatever your speed is, and like you have to break the I don't know how to say how to explain it.
The opposite of inertia.
Correct. Yeah, you have to break the inertia.
Yeah.
And pick up some speed, but that little kick that kind of gives you that little speed, that little acceleration there in the beginning, and that makes the arm stroke later makes it a bit more efficient.
Yeah, less of an effort to catch the water at the start.
Yeah, like it's just easier to start from some speed than from no speed.
Yeah,
I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think
and that results in a longer glide afterwards.
I think you can feel that the opposite of that if you were to experiment with like anyone can experiment with coming to a complete standstill before doing an arm pull.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you're doing arm pulls only, and you can really feel that you're not even doing the same arm pull because you're having to generate all that power.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, that little extra kick. Nice. So was that a PB? A PB in a 50-meter pool, right?
A PB in a 50-meter pool.
Nice. Yeah, and up from like a few meters, right? Like.
Yeah, I did like 185 in training, so
yeah.
quite similar to that. Yeah. One day reached 200, but
that was 25.
Still not.
Oh, sorry, one day.
Still not there.
Yeah,
one day.
And so you're currently in the overall lead, I think. Obviously, there's a lot of guys here just doing static, and so I don't think they're going to be challenging for the overall lead. Although Flo might get close even with with the one discipline. But what are you thinking for tomorrow?
I'm not sure. Like I'm kind of happy with those 2 days, yesterday, today. So kind of done what I wanted to do. So the rest, I might do some bifins, which I haven't trained at all.
Yeah.
Or I might just like not start.
Not start.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So you were keeping like day 3 in reserve, were you, in case?
Correct. Yeah. In case I got like a red card on one of the first 2 days, I would do it for sure. But now I got white cards. Happy with that. So we'll think about it. I mean, it's always good to do one more dive, but then it's you get tired as well.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, there's not many comps where you do 3 days straight, right? Even the big ones, you'll get a rest day in the middle. So it's a lot. Yeah, and especially if you can't, it's hard to train all 3 out of 4 disciplines to a good peak. So okay, well, good luck with whatever you decide to do. Unless you decide to not start, then you don't need any luck. Good luck with your day at work.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So we are about 4 minutes away from the next OT. and Tracy's come to help with the commentary. And have you decided to not do your second start of the day?
Yes, I have decided not to do my second start of the day.
Okay.
Judy was just mentioning that she noticed the loss of countdown, and she's like, "Oh, don't dive, don't dive." But I still dove, and I told her why I did that, because I rationalized, oh, then I'm gonna be hungry. I'm gonna have to do it again with a hotter weather, and then the water actually felt cool, so might as well just start the dive. And so I did start.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer now than it was this morning. But that's a lot of thought to be going through your head.
It was.
Which is why it's not ideal to have these kind of issues, right?
It did distract me for a bit, yes.
Yeah.
But then again, I kind of quickly rationalized it. Am I going to do it now or not?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's hard to like prepare again for another max. I think we saw that with Daryl yesterday, right?
It's true.
It's really a struggle the second time around. You spent like a day planning for the first dive, and then you get like a couple of hours to like try and get refocused again for another one.
Yes, it's a bit tough.
Yeah.
And tough mentally, mostly.
Yeah. Well, you never know what it's going to be like physically until you start it. But
that is true.
It's pretty difficult.
I mean, I've done a couple of long dives, like 2 long dives in a row. I know that my second dives would always be not as good as the first. Okay, and it's 2 minutes to OT. We've got there on the screen Michelle and Aaron.
Yeah.
Michelle in zone A and Aaron in zone B.
Aaron's this morning, I'm pretty sure he had his hood on. This afternoon he's taking it off. Like, it is a lot warmer than it was earlier. Michelle in the same wetsuit top, no trousers, and with an umbrella for some shade.
Aaron's taking his last.
Yeah, Aaron having to do the splits again for his start, just so he can stay nice and low in the water. It's a shallow pool and he's quite tall, right? So his legs very wide. Yeah. 1 minute to go. See Aaron just like gently rocking backwards and forwards with his breath, help him relax. And I guess Michelle had a good stern talking to David about his coaching in her warm-ups. She wasn't happy with it this morning, so hopefully that's been resolved and she got her warm-ups right for this one.
See how it goes.
Yeah. I don't know do you know what Michelle's going to do tomorrow?
Oh, she won't be here tomorrow. She's working.
Right.
It's 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Aaron's down.
Oh, Michelle was late getting down there, I think. That looked like 11 seconds. So that would be a yellow card with like a 1-point deduction. I think that's if our stream is synced up properly with the time. Yeah, in fact, if there's a delay, it would be worse. But yeah, so maybe a yellow card there for Michelle, but we'll see.
Also, it's quite far. The countdown is quite far from Michelle's side.
She has another one.
She has.
Yeah.
That happened to me once. I had a yellow card, one of the comps. It's because I overpacked.
For static?
For static, yes. And instead of exhaling, I just held it like for a few seconds just so that I won't pass out.
Oh, you overpacked like you were going to get a packing
Yes.
blackout. So you paused before you went down.
It was an uncomfortable dive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to do. It's only a 10-second window, and it's easy to go early. I know Daryl went a second early, or right on the 0 in Japan, and got himself a yellow card on his static. He went right on official top, which apparently is early, so he got a 1-second penalty. So Aaron coming up on 2 minutes already.
Xiao, 155.
A few seconds behind.
It is getting hot and humid here.
Yeah, it really is. Aaron yesterday, yeah, took like a bit more of a conservative dive in the afternoon. Just did 5 minutes. So maybe we'll see something like that today. The crew is erecting umbrellas around the commentary booth here to give shade to the monitors, the router, and the phones, because there's a risk of everything overheating in the sun.
They're just so experienced in Singapore because, again, it's so hot here.
Yeah. Where did you get these mini umbrellas from?
Tom.
Okay. Tom apparently has a supply of mini umbrellas.
Small electronic shop at home.
Okay, so both Michelle and Aaron just crossing over 3 minutes now. See,
Florian
is coaching from underwater.
Yes.
Switch that camera. He's come back up now, but Florian was actually doing his own little static and watching Aaron from underwater. I guess trying to determine how strong the contractions were or whether they'd started. So that's some advanced coaching there.
He sneaked in some training.
Yeah, secret training. So he does it. That's it. There you go. And he's going down again. You can just see Florian to the right of the screen there with his hand up. Just checking on the contractions that Aaron's having, seeing the size of them or whether they've started.
Good. Now past 4:30.
Yeah.
Michelle as well.
Is it because we've covered the router? Shouldn't be. So we have a bit of a problem with the streaming now. We're just stuck on Aaron, but Michelle isn't moving yet. Still looking nice and relaxed. Coming up on 5 minutes.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We're trying to switch screens, so you could see Aaron there rocking a bit and Florian coaching intensely.
Yeah, so you can really see his contractions now. Pretty strong, like arching his back even, and his legs kind of hitching down. And Aaron's up as well. That's 6 minutes. It's hard to follow both here. Aaron's looking pretty good. I didn't see if he did the OK challenge. Sure he did. He was a little early. There's a lot of coaching going on from David there with Michelle. I think she was fairly hypoxic. He was just telling her to breathe while she was doing the surface protocol. It looked like she did it all in the right order. It was slightly obscured by David's umbrella. So we'll wait to see how both of those went. So Aaron's already
Done
been awarded a white card. It was quick. So yeah, a good solid dive from him, like backing up his 6:51 this morning. He's done a 6 minutes. And Michelle's also got a white card at 5:48. So
Nice.
that was an extra 12 seconds on her dive this morning. Good result. Like really getting close to 6 minutes there, isn't she? And
She's done 6 minutes in training
yeah.
a couple of times.
And yeah, Aaron doing just like a good solid 6 minutes plus there, which is like a minute more than he did yesterday afternoon. A little bit less than both of his morning dives, but like showing really good progress overall, I think. And yeah, he's not been well apparently, so
He's not.
apparently Thomas was saying he's been a bit ill and he's kind of recovering. So hopefully he continues to recover tomorrow. So today, both dives today, like his morning dive was longer than yesterday's morning, his afternoon was longer than yesterday's afternoon. So if it continues, then should see some good dives from him tomorrow, maybe approaching his PB national record of 7:30.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I wonder what pizza they had last night. Did anybody tell you?
No.
Yeah, because they were talking about what pizza to get and where to get. So I recommended a couple of places.
Who's that? The Phuket crew?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they said they want to grab it. I'm like, you're in Singapore. Pizza is supposed to be from oven to table. But yeah.
Yeah, Little Island Brewery is pretty good, isn't it?
It is pretty good. And it's proper pizza even.
I doubt they're on the beers though last night.
I doubt it.
No.
Doubt it. Otherwise they won't be getting that kind of result.
Yeah. It's hard to do. It's quite hard to do 10:41 with a hangover. Yeah.
And also that's a lot of carbs.
Yeah. So up next, we just have Tom. So I spoke to Bart. He was really happy with his dive this morning. Bart did a 5:45, which, as I recall, was like a competition best for him. His previous competition best had been a 5:27. So he added like nearly 20 seconds, 18 seconds onto his comp best. So he's pretty happy with that and doesn't think he's going to be able to improve on that this afternoon. And
did he do a no warm up?
I don't know actually.
So what I remember is Bart does a no warm up dive for static.
Yeah, like a madman.
Like
I mean,
me.
Increasingly popular these days, no warm up statics, but yeah, they're a bit more of a struggle in the middle section for sure. So I think, Bart got a white card yesterday as well, right? With a 150.
Yes, 150.
He's done a PB in a static, or a competition best at least, and I think he's competing tomorrow.
He is competing tomorrow. That's what I remember.
We'll do another dynamic, so he's looking good for kind of overall results. So
yes.
He doesn't feel like he needs to go again this afternoon. So he's a do not start for this OT.
Yeah, and yesterday actually he just told me that he fractured his kneecap.
Ouch.
Yeah, and he was so low, close to the tiles yesterday during his dive, and he actually hit the marker.
Wow.
So that's why he decided not to push for yesterday's dive. Wow. When he came up fresh, he didn't even need me as a coach.
How did he fracture his kneecap?
We didn't get into that, but yes,
okay,
he did.
So we just have Tom left now. So Tom's OT is at 2:10 Singapore time.
And he is still warming up.
He's still warming up. He's been warming up all day at this point.
Tom is well known for his warm-ups, long warm-ups.
Yeah.
Long ones.
With soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. He said he's just gonna overbreathe and do a 6:30. I think he said again. So kind of taking this as a bit of a training dive, just relaxation, like trying to get good sensations.
Yeah.
And then I think he's gonna maybe push tomorrow morning. Putting a lot of pressure on himself for the last day.
Yeah, he's pretty stressed the last 2 days. Yesterday, because our media setup isn't perfect, but today apparently it's been really good.
Yeah, he's had
No lags.
a bit more time to warm up before his first hold. Actually, I spoke to him about his first hold this morning. He said it was pretty good. Like decent sensations. Oh no, sorry, he said it was a struggle rather. Yeah. But he thinks he breathed decently enough, and the contractions like weren't too early or anything. But just overall, it was quite tough. But yeah, it's still been a couple of stressful days for him. Maybe he didn't quite have as much time to focus as he wanted on his diving, but it was a decent dive this morning, I think. And then if he does another nice one now, hopefully he'll be in like good shape for
tomorrow's attempt.
Yeah.
Tom is now being dragged by Pat to
delivered to the start zone. He's got about 6 or 7 minutes in the dive zone now to relax.
Last sip of coffee.
Is that it?
That's it. Sorry.
Where's the other one?
Finished.
It is, what do you think?
Finished.
It is. Oh man. Okay.
I just remembered I gave all the coffee to David for yelling breathe to everyone.
You would have thought for coaching you, I would be priority for the coffee.
Which you had some of the coffee, by the way.
Not enough. Okay. So yeah, last dive of the day here.
Speaking of coffee, some divers actually prefer having coffee before their static dives or even dynamic dives, like myself. How about you, Pete?
Me too. I think it depends on the feeling in the morning, like especially if I'm doing static, like if I'm training and I wake up and I'm just feeling not so much demotivated, but it's like maybe a lack of focus. It's like Saturday morning and it's been hard to get out of bed because it's been a long week. Then I feel like I'm relaxed, but lacking motivation. And like if that's the issue, lacking motivation, it's not really, but maybe like relaxed, maybe a bit too tired, right? Just like I feel like it's hard to drive myself to go get to training and do stuff. So then I think in that case, coffee can be kind of helpful just to kind of wake me up a bit. It helps you, it's a painkiller, right? So it helps you kind of push through the discomfort when like, relaxation is not an issue, right? Because it's like, I'm just going to training, it's Saturday morning, there's nothing to be stressed about. But other days where like I'm feeling motivated, but maybe I'm struggling so much to relax, like maybe there's some stuff on my mind, then I might skip the coffee and instead just try and like just calm everything down. So it kind of depends for me when it comes to static.
How about dynamic?
Dynamic. I usually do my dynamics in the evening, so I've usually had many coffees before.
How about a pump?
Pump, yeah. Like if it's like if my OT's after 11, I'll have one first thing in the morning. But partly that's that I don't get a headache by 11. Bit of a coffee addict. So
how about
for depth comps, like for sure, yeah.
For sure.
For sure, depth comps, yeah.
Okay.
So depth for me is a lot more about focus than relaxation. Is like, have I managed to bring my attention to my to where it needs to be? Yeah, mostly for my mouth feel, and I feel like the coffee can help with that.
All right.
Yeah, like for me, for depth, like total relaxation isn't like required. I don't need to be like completely zoned out. I need to be alert enough to put my attention where it is. I think that's possibly because we do so much pool that we're never like O2 challenged when it comes to depth. Not yet, anyway.
Yes, not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I want to go back to your dynamic dive, which is your previous well, your current bifins record, which is the dynamic bifins. Did you have coffee that morning
I
for
don't
your?
know. I'd have to check my notes.
Okay.
I think probably not, because I think that was a small comp. So I think the OTs were
Too
quite
early?
early.
Okay.
Yeah. And for that, you know, like I know I'm going to be O2 limited. That is going to be the limiting factor. And so I might want to just try and stay as relaxed as possible. And like if it's a long dive like that, I might be, you know, a bit stressed in the comp. So I probably would have skipped coffee that morning.
Okay.
Do you do it every morning before your dynamics or?
So like today I had like half a cup that I would normally do just to get me focused, because right now I'm lacking focus at the end of my dive and I just want to get there. As I said earlier, I haven't really come up like to like the limit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Half a cup of coffee and a fistful of benzo.
Okay, we're closing in to 2 minutes before Thomas this dive. Tom's dive.
I think by my watch we got 3 minutes to go.
Is it 3 minutes to go?
Oh no, 2 minutes now. Yeah, my watch doesn't keep proper time. I have no idea why. It's a Garmin.
You have to. You have.
I reset it, and every time it just changes itself back to 2 minutes late.
Okay. I guess it's time to retire it.
I feel like it happened on my last Garmin as well, so I feel like it's something like between my. I think my phone is sabotaging my Garmin.
Probably.
Okay. So are we
1:30 to OT.
Weirdly though, my second time zone is in the right time. No,
My time's right. Okay, while we wait for the start, I want to talk about my coffee and my static. So for static, I like to have coffee. One of the reasons why I like it is because it helps me prepare for the struggle phase.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it could be too dreamy for me, and then when the struggle comes in, I forget my techniques on how to manage those. If I didn't have coffee, I'm just too relaxed, and then I struggle a lot and not expect that hard part of the dive.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I like it for my static.
And I think also like it depends. Like I guess here we're talking about competition dives, right? But then there's also training. And for me, like early morning, sometimes I'm sipping coffee in between my holds if I'm doing like CO2 work, like you're saying.
Yes.
Because I'm not trying to be like super chilled and like get to my O2 maximum. I'm trying to focus.
Okay, all right,
So
it's starting.
It seems to be. I can't really hear the countdown, but it seems to be like, oh yeah, 5 seconds.
Or 5.
COT. And he's got down at
And
plus
he's
9, and
down.
then he's taking his hat off. Yeah, certainly if you're doing that kind of set, then yeah, the coffee's not like a problem in terms of relaxation. So you just need to be able to drive on through the CO2. So Tom's got a bit of a crowd there. Yesterday everyone was crowded here in the commentary box, and I was wondering why everyone wasn't going to go watch it live. Maybe it's because we got such good visuals in the commentary here. Multiple cameras is better than live with the underwater.
The underwater camera is great.
It's good. The underwater, you can really see like what's going on with the athlete, how big their contractions are, which is hard to see from the top. But obviously, Tom won't be having any now. He won't be having any for another 5 minutes.
Also, their bit is shaded. That space is shaded.
Shade down there now, yeah.
So a lot of people are heading there for the shade.
Yeah.
That's true.
We've got 4 umbrellas up over all the laptops now to try and keep them cool. Yeah.
Enrico's doing his swim.
That's Florian.
Oh, is that Florian?
Yeah.
Oh, Enrico was mentioning this morning after my dives, like, oh, thanks for my workout whenever I saved you.
Yeah, there was some fast dives last couple of days. The safeties had their work cut out. Tom comes up to 2 minutes. Just when he gets there, just ask him to move. And,
Yeah.
go to the end and ask him to just. So as I say, we're not anticipating, according to Tom, we're not anticipating a super long dive from him here. He says he's gonna over ventilate again, just have like a relaxed 6.5 minute dive.
With Tom, I remember safetying him, and he says that he needs to be parallel to the lines to the tiles. He can't be like, not oriented.
Really? Why is that?
Yes. He said he doesn't know. I actually asked the same questions, like, why? It's like, it's just messes up with his head.
Yeah, I
So it
think it's
needs
if
to
you
be.
kind of like open your eyes and you don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Whereas if everything is lined up, at least you know like which way is the wall and things. And that just flash feeling of disorientation can sometimes be a bit distracting.
Yes, true. That happens to me often, actually. Now over 3:30.
Yeah. Four minutes now. Tom's still got a pretty thick wetsuit on, I think.
Well, he's been in the water for a long time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, whereas we saw Ben just in a t-shirt because he doesn't have such a long warm-up. But Tom going into the water at like 25 past, so it's like 50 minutes in the water already. So you need a thicker suit if you're in there for that long. Even if the water's warm, it's still like draining heat from you.
When we do static holds, we don't want to shiver because that takes out what they said 15% of your performance, 20% out of your performance.
Yeah, and that's if like you don't let it mentally distract you. Because for me, as soon as I start shivering, I know that I'm like burning more oxygen. That itself just makes me mentally like not bought into the dive anymore, right? You just think, this isn't going to go well. So it's really hard then to like stay relaxed and stay positive about the dive.
Tom is now.
Yeah, so he's reaching side at 5:30. So looks like, as he predicted, over ventilated and just going to have like a 6 or 6:30 hold. He's not pushing it here.
Stretching.
Putting his feet down, and he's up at 6 minutes. So right on what he predicted. So I guess we'll see with Tom what he's got for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I think he'll go for it, and then keep the afternoon maybe as a backup. But today he wasn't really feeling it this morning. He said it didn't go great, and so he was just going to go for like a chilled 6 minutes here, which is what he's done. So yeah, a long way off what what he's capable of, and certainly what he's been doing in training. But we're obviously waiting for the card, but I think it's going to be a white. Yeah, there we go.
And it is a white card.
Okay, so that's all the dives for today, and we will be back tomorrow with a similar program. Fewer divers, I think. Some people
Have work.
got jobs.
Yes.
Imagine.
I do have to work today so that I can skip tomorrow.
Same. So I'm off to go do some work now so that I can be back here tomorrow. But yeah, some people aren't quite as flexible, so there will be a few less divers, I think, tomorrow, but the same setup: statics first, dynamics in the middle, and then round 2 of statics.
Right. Let's recap the
See if
result for this afternoon.
see if we can see some even bigger dives tomorrow. Everyone seems to be progressing day by day, so we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, so recap the results here. Thomas, Tom Robert there with his it's not come up there, is it? But 6 minutes. Aaron with his 6 minutes, like a solid dive from him. Xiao, great dive at 5:45. Lewis beating his dive from this morning with equally stressful surface protocol, 4:19. Ben doing an impressive 8:17, having done an 8:57 this morning. Just huge back-to-back dives there. Jean-Noel getting a red card for a touch. He has appealed that. I don't know if the results of the appeal has come in.
I'm not
so we
sure
might see that later being reversed. If it will depend on whether the coach was kind of holding him up or just touching him. So that will be reviewed. And then Florian with a red card on an 8:47. Just lacking a little bit of focus on his exit there. It wasn't a max for him. Maybe him and his coach were both lacking a bit of focus. I don't know. I didn't hear the coaching, but he just signed before he'd removed his nose clip. As Pat mentioned, I think he was wearing a mask in the morning, and so it's just one thing to remove. Whereas today he was in the afternoon he was goggles on nose clip, so 2 things to remove, and he just forgot to remove the second thing. And then Fitri with a 5:02, backing up like the 5:20-ish, I think she did this morning.
Yes, 5:21.
Yeah, so excellent, like back-to-back dives for her again.
Amazing.
Yeah, so thanks again to our sponsors. See on screen, Barbarian Nose Clip, Ladyfish Dive Gear, Free Dive with Pat, our own
Phoenix Rehab.
Phoenix Rehab, a local rehab. Prussian Blue donating some fins. Rockbee, who are donating some of their delicious protein drinks. Ocean Hugs, and GetECstatic, who are sponsoring the media.
Yeah, and media setup. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joel and Judy, for our media setup.
Absolutely, there's a big team here helping
They're
out.
amazing team
With the commentary and the cameras. Much appreciated to everybody, and obviously to our judges, etc., and safeties, of course. So we'll hopefully see you all back here tomorrow.
tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much.